The following is a presentation of Radio Plus Sports. Radio Plus Sports.
To the end zone. Touchdown. Fond du Lac. 40. He's gone. 30. 20. Touchdown. Spring.
Radio Plus Sports. Recognized by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association in their awards for excellence as the best in high school sports play-by-play in the state.
And the Fond du Lac Cardinals have snapped Kimberly's 70-game winning streak.
High school games video streaming live at RadioPlusInfo.com. That's right. Watch the biggest games live, too.
Touchdown, Fond du Lac!
Broadcast is sponsored by the following local partners.
Edward Jones, Integrity Saw and Tool, Bauer Chiropractic,
Bondi Family Dental, Baker Cheese, Right Way Home Improvement,
Quest Interiors, Addison Jones Real Estate, Holiday Automotive,
Taco Bell, Bristol Morgan Bank, Coal Oil and Propane,
Pioneer Pit Stop, The Spectrum Call Center, Pizza Ranch,
National Exchange Bank and Trust, LK Interior Systems, Silica for your home,
Radom & Stone Landscape, the offices of Everson and Gibbs, Bob's Pizza,
AirTech, Winnebago Lutheran Academy, Musa Sheet Metal,
Scotty's Auto Works, St. Mary Springs Academy, Canberra Casino,
Fond du Lac Credit Union, Marchant Schmidt, New Medical Center, Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly, DDS,
Condex Corporation, Fox Valley Savings Bank, BCI Burke, Marian University.
The complete broadcast schedule can be found at RadioPlusInfo.com. Let's go live to the Radio Plus Sports broadcast booth.
Good Saturday evening to you. The final two teams in the Flyway Conference going to get their Flyway seasons underway this evening here at Fruth Field. A Saturday that started a little bit muggy this afternoon, but the wind and the cool front was moving through the Fond du Lac area. Should be a beautiful night for high school football here on RadioPlusInfo.com. The St. Mary Springs Academy Ledgers hosting the Laconia Spartans, and the final two teams, as I mentioned, getting their Flyway seasons underway. Laconia comes into this one 1-1 on the season, and Springs undefeated through the non-conference. A couple of impressive wins, that 27-0 shutout of Lake Country Lutheran right here at Fruth week 1, and then a week ago we were here with you on Radio Plus Info to see Springs with a last gasp win, scored that touchdown over Darlington to win that game with 58 seconds left, able to hold on and get the week 2 win just a week ago. So trying to get their Flyway seasons off to a hot start. Had some good ones last night in the Flyway Conference. We were down in Lemira, caught that game. It was 28-27, Winnebago Lutheran beating Lemira to open their Flyway conference season. Amro pitched a shutout. They went to North Fond du Lac, beat them 47-0. Dominant performance from Amro. Remember a couple seasons ago, Amro was one of the teams to beat in Division 5 of the WIAA, and Amro looking good so far in this Flyway season against North Fondy last night. And then a nail biter down in Mayville, Campbell Sport and Mayville. Two of the teams that you would expect, along with Springs, to be the top three, kind of the class of this conference. They tied a season ago everyone beat everyone in that matchup. Mayville able to carve out a 32-29 win over Campbell Sports. So wasn't as clear as maybe you would have thought early on in the season, but Mayville able to stay undefeated and kind of plants that flag as one of the premier teams in the Flyway Conference. Springs trying to do that again tonight as well. They expect themselves to finish near the top of the conference. A little bit later on, we're going to hear from Coach Highland in the Coach's Smile Fondy Family Dental interview, and then also hear from Laconia as well with Coach Joe Ledley. All of that coming up here on the Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show. Hope you'll stick around with us. You're watching Flyway Football on RadioPlusInfo.com. Be right back.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 976 East Johnson Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Matt Moses, located at 68 North Main Street. And Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Hi, this is Danny and Heather with AirTech Heating. At AirTech, our motto is honesty, integrity, and quality craftsmanship.
When it comes to your home, you want the person working on your equipment to be upfront and tell you what you need.
But also what you don't need. We deliver whatever it takes service to take care of you. Our technicians are NATE certified, meaning they are the most highly trained in the industry to be servicing your equipment.
If you're stuck with a broken furnace or air conditioner, call our team at AirTech Heating at 924-6742.
Winfield Homes is a locally owned, custom home building company of over 25 years that prides itself on great service, high quality, and providing the best building experience possible. Owners Jim Boudry and Jason Zellner are there for you every step of the way to ensure that your new home is built just the way you've dreamed it to be. With the same passion that they have for their clients' homes, Jim and Jason are proud supporters of and are personally involved in youth sports programs and are truly committed to their success. Winfield Homes wishes you all the best of luck this season.
Integrity Saw and Tool is a proud sponsor of Fond du Lac area sports. They wish the best of luck to all local teams this fall and winter. Integrity prides itself on being the fastest producer of high-quality cutting tools and providing the most reliable sharpening service in the industry. If you're looking for a challenging career with excellent benefits and a family atmosphere, contact the team at integritysaw.com. That's integritysaw.com.
Mishaps like accidents, auto glass chips, and breakage happen. So it's good to know that the new state-of-the-art Holiday Collision and Glass Center is here for you. Count on Team Holiday for expert collision and paintwork, mobile auto glass fixes and replacement, paintless dent repair, and much more.
This is 2022 Heisman candidate Braylon Allen. As a running back, I know how it feels to be in a collision. When your vehicle needs rehab, trust the Holiday Collision Center to get it done right. Drive Holiday and discover the difference.
People have a reluctance to go see the dentist. It's an easy thing to put off or avoid altogether. But one visit to the caring professionals at Fondy Family Dental will change the way you think about the dentist. They provide quality family dental services to all ages in a happy, honest, and efficient manner that teaches and involves you on your custom plan. If you don't have insurance, ask about their new membership plan that can save you money. Call or schedule online today at fondyfamilydental.com.
Dr. Shane Bauer of Bauer Chiropractic for progressive and traditional chiropractic care. If you're in pain, Bauer Chiropractic offers unique ways to provide relief for many types of pain and conditions. New to this area is MLS Class 4 cold laser therapy, which can be very effective with treating many nagging injuries such as plantar fasciitis, tennis elbow, shoulder pain, knee pain, and many others. Pain relief and prevention are two reasons to see Dr. Shane Bauer at 355 North Peters Avenue, Fond du Lac, or log on BauerChiroFDL.com.
One of the neatest projects and programs that we have that I truly believe in is our 5 Cents for the Future program. Every time a customer swipes their Bristol Morgan Bank debit card, we donate 5 cents to our scholarship fund, which is administered by the Fond du Lac Area Foundation. And we provide scholarships for local students that are going to 2-year, 4-year school. We're there for up to a 4-year renewable scholarship.
Bristol Morgan Bank, locations in Oakfield, Fond du Lac, Brandon, and Van Dyne. Log on bristolmorganbank.com.
Welcome back here to Fruth Field. The Ledgers and the Spartans about to get underway in just a little while, about 16 minutes till kickoff. This is the Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show here on RadioPlusInfo.com. Today's game brought to you by these Fond du Lac area Edward Jones financial advisors: Robert Bruce, Matt Moses, Jeff Wills, Patrick Ellisted, Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, the Fondy Family Dental Coaches Smile interview. And Nick caught up with both Coach Bob Highland as well as Coach Ledley. And the start of the season so far, we're going to listen to the conversation with Coach Ledley first. And start of the season for Laconia has been 1-1. 27-20 win over Wautoma and a 28-21 loss to Marquezan. And you'll hear Coach Ledley talk about that, but just a slow start for his squad in that game. Made a comeback attempt. Thought they might pull that one back, but not able to. And it just results in that close loss, home loss to Marquezan, 28-21. Keaton Grady is the man to watch for the Laconia Spartans, especially through the air, 14 through 28 so far this season, and 50% based on what we've seen pretty much every quarterback. That's about what you're looking at at this level of high school football. So, 50% completion percentage, but just a 5.2 yards per attempt. He's got the touchdown, but hasn't necessarily taken care of the football. 3 picks so far this season. On the ground, Ashton Pike is the leading rusher, 21 carries for 127 yards. That's 6 yards per carry. And then Wyatt Schaefer, 25 totes for 115 yards, and he scored 3 of the touchdown. Grotty's also a threat on the ground, 20 attempts, 70 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. So they run that veer just like Springs does, and would expect them to have some, well, they hope they can have some success on the ground tonight as well as with Grotty through the air. So far this season, I mean, you look at Laconia, they've been able to have 4 rushers, almost hard to believe, 4 rushers all with more than 20 attempts on the season. So not only are they, it just tells you the kind of drives Laconia wants to put together, these long, sustained scoring types of drives for the Spartans. So we're going to take a timeout, come back, just a minute break here. We'll come back, and it'll be the Coach's Smile interview, and you'll hear from Laconia's head man coming up. This is High School Flyway Sports, and you're watching on RadioPlusInfo.com.
Hi, my name is Jim Dryfrist. I am one of the owners of Dufresne Moving and Storage. My grandfather started the business in 1931 with horse and wagon, and now we're a 4th-generation company and have everything from Sprinter vans to 53-foot semis. We service the local community for both residential and commercial products.
Hi, my name is Craig. I do the estimating for Dufresne Moving and Storage. I will come into the home, take a look at what you want us to move. We do all 48 states. We also do local, and I will give you the estimate before I leave. Whether it's commercial or residential, you'll have a ballpark idea of what the move will cost. We also offer short-term storage with our storage on truck option. We also have long-term storage with our climate-controlled vault system. One of the unique characteristics of Dufresne is we have a dedicated permanent staff that's willing to go that extra mile for you. Call the office, the girls set me up with an estimate, and I'll be knocking on your door.
This is our Fondy Family Dental Coach's Smile interview. Fondy Family Dental is a proud sponsor of Fond du Lac area sports teams. They see all ages of patients in a happy and honest setting. Schedule an appointment today with Fondy Family Dental.
Hey, hey, hey.
Back here, part of the Integrity Saw Tool pregame show. It's on Radio Plus Video Sports. Fruth Memorial Field in Fond du Lac is where we stand tonight. Laconia and St. Mary Springs Academy. The Laconia Spartans. Joe Ledley is with us on the phone line. Joe, a pleasure. Thanks for joining us. How are you today?
Great. Thank you very much. Thanks for the call. Look forward to talking with you for a few minutes.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So let's touch base on how the offseason was for Laconia. You're 1-1 now, early part of the season here. But before we get into the St. Mary Springs matchup coming up on Saturday night, talk about the team for us a little bit and the offseason and the first couple of games.
It's been good. A good group of guys. They've been working extremely hard. They've done pretty much everything we've asked. So I appreciate that. We are 1-1. The non-conference games, both close games. We were able to beat Watoma. Had a close game. We got a little bit too far behind. Came back in the second half, but couldn't quite finish the deal versus Marquezan. But great attitude by the guys, and they are continuing to work hard.
Joe, who are some of the big playmakers and some of the key guys coming back for the Spartans this fall?
All right, I don't have anything written down in front of me, so I apologize, guys, if I miss somebody. But
that's okay.
Keaton is our quarterback. Wyatt's our fullback. Ashton Pike is our tailback. Carter Frail is a wide receiver. Gabe Horvath is one of our offensive linemen as well as a linebacker. Grant Brown, wide receiver, defensive back. That's probably pretty good.
Okay.
Obviously, there's many others, but those are the guys that come to mind right away.
Putting you on the spot here, of course, but Laconia, a team of the Wisconsin Flyweight Conference, of course. Coach, how do you see the Wisconsin Flyweight Competitive Conference shaking out? Your thoughts there on the conference?
Extremely competitive. I mean, you take a look at Springs and Mayville and Campbellsport, all playoff teams last year, all making deep runs, a couple of them in a state championship game. So the conference is extremely competitive. It doesn't matter who you talk about, Lamira, Amro, North Fond du Lac. Everybody's good. Everybody's tough. It's just a tough conference.
Talking here this morning with Joe Ledley from the Laconia Spartans. And Joe, what are some keys against St. Mary Springs Academy you have to contend with coming up on Saturday night?
We got to play almost a perfect game. game. We have to execute very well on offense, defense, and special teams. We have to carry out our assignments, do our job, as they say. We just have to play an almost perfect game to beat them because they're very good. They're very good in all aspects, their offense, their defense, their special teams. They're just a very good program. They beat 2 quality opponents already this year. So we've got a tough job ahead of us, and we just have to kind of take care of what we can take care of and do the best we can and hope for the best.
Joe Ledley is the head coach for the Laconia Spartans. Thanks, Joe, and we'll see you at the field coming up on Saturday night.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care now.
Yep.
Back with more, part of the Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show. It continues on Radio Plus Video Sports. This is our Fondy Family Dental Coaches Smile interview. Fondy Family Dental is a proud sponsor of Fond du Lac area sports teams. They see all ages of patients in a happy and honest setting. Schedule an appointment today with Fondy Family Dental.
There you go. That was Nick catching up with Coach Ledley earlier this week. And again, I just the thing I take out of that is Coach Ledley knows his squad's got to play nearly a perfect game. That's what he said, play almost a perfect game against Springs. We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout, and then we're going to hear from the other side, Coach Bob Highland, coming up in just about 30 seconds. That's on the Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show, up next on RadioPlusInfo.com.
March & Schmidt has been a global leader in the manufacture of industrial food cutting solutions for over 55 years. Our staff is committed to using leading-edge technology to create custom designs specifically for the food industry. March & Schmidt is proud of our manufacturing process and strive to produce the highest quality machinery every day. We're focused on one thing, satisfying our customers and giving them the best quality product. A complete turnkey solution provider, integrating both processing and packaging equipment. Our team is focused on our customers' overall success, while the family values drive our relationships.
This is our Fondy Family Dental Coaches Smile interview. Fondy Family Dental is a proud sponsor of Fond du Lac area sports teams. They see all ages of patients in a happy and honest setting. Schedule an appointment today with Fondy Family Dental. Back here, part of the Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show. It's on Radio Plus Video Sports. Bob Highland, head coach, St. Mary's Springs Academy. Coach, always a pleasure. Hey, thanks for joining us here this morning.
Real good. Beautiful day. Ready to play some football.
All right. So the Ledgers of St. Mary's Springs Academy. Coach, a nice test against the Redbirds this past Saturday at Fruth. Talk about the 20-18 win.
You know, as we expected, they were very, very physical. There was a real war in the trenches and that. And I think the difference in the game really was the kicking game. We held them inside their 25, I think, on every kickoff. And we had some very good punts, which they returned a little bit early, but nothing late. So I think the difference in the game a lot of times is the kicking game. But it was a war. It really was. They battled. They're a very, very good football team. We gave them their 2 losses last year in the second game and in the semifinals, and they came in here to avenge that, and they sure tried. We had a couple of good plays on our last drive, a catch by Ramaker that was about a 25-yarder, 30-yarder, to set up the go-ahead touchdown, and then our defense took over. But it was a great spectator game.
You move on to take on Laconia at Fruth coming up on Saturday night, and you begin your Wisconsin Flyway Conference season now after 2 non-conference games. Coach, Laconia, what do you see from the Spartans?
Their bread and butter is going to be their offensive running game. They run a veer option like we do. Their offensive line really comes off the ball well and blocks well, and they've got a quarterback that reads the option very well and a big fullback that we have to stop. Those are the keys, I think, to their game there. They've looked good in both games, but their competition level was not quite like Lake Country Lutheran and Darlington.
Right.
So we'll have to see. We'll see what happens on Saturday night.
Laconia with the win over Watoma week 1, again 2 weeks ago, and then against Marquezan 28-21, a loss last week Friday. Coming out of the Darlington game, Coach, any concerns for injuries or anybody dinged up?
Well, we've got one that has that hurt last week. He came down. He's got a pulled groin muscle. He's had it for a while, but he keeps trying to go. Sam Lucas would have been one of our starting slot backs last week, and he's out. And he's going to be out indefinitely until that thing heals up. We can't afford to have him limping and not knowing whether he's going to be available week by week. So heal up, get ready to play.
Talk about the balancing act, Coach, of pass versus run. And Cullen King, very tall quarterback, very capable quarterback. Talk about how the game progresses along, what you want to see.
Well, again, you have to take advantage of what they were doing, and they had 8 people in the box. In fact, a lot of times it was the strong safety or the safety came up, played us man-to-man on the outside, and they flew to the football. As soon as we came in motion, they started to move to that area. Line had good play, but their linebackers were extremely fast and ran us down. We had a hard time running the ball at times, threw the ball a little bit better than, we were about 50%, I think. But it was one, take advantage of what they're going to give you. And they did not want to give up the run. Sure. And that meant some of the passes. We had one-on-one with Ramaker, and he was able to out-jump his defender and get the ball late in the game there. So not displeased with the passing game, except for one pass you can't throw to them. And that gave them their third touchdown, and that was tough to handle.
Bob Hyland, head coach of Springs. Springs battles Laconia. Coming up on Saturday night. You can watch the game video stream live at RadioPlusInfo.com. Thanks, Coach. And we'll talk again next week, okay?
Real good. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Bye now. Bob Hyland, again, head coach of Springs, back with more of the Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show. It's coming up next on Radio Plus Video Sports. This is our Fondy Family Dental Coaches Smile interview. Fondy Family Dental is a proud sponsor of Fond du Lac area sports teams. They see all ages of patients in a happy and honest setting. Schedule an appointment today with Fondy Family Dental.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem.
My name is Mary, and I was treated at the New Medical Center for knee pain. I couldn't walk long distances, stand up from a chair easily, or do stairs well. Now I can do all of these things and walk 2 miles.
Hi, my name is Linda. I was treated at the New Medical Center for pain in both of my knees, and it has made a huge difference. I couldn't walk up the stairs. I couldn't get up and down easily off the floor after playing with my grandkids. Getting up off the couch at night was difficult. Now I can do all of that. Right now I have no pain in my knees. I would definitely recommend this procedure to anybody who has pain in their knees, and I would recommend that you do it sooner rather than later.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
Real estate is something that we are doing together. We're in it together till the end. The best achievement that I can have is when the property successfully closes.
Probably the most rewarding part of my role with Addison Jones and Signature Homes is the ability to take a client from the very beginning stages of building a new home all the way down to the point where we turn the key and move them in and watch their eyes light up as they see the finished product.
Buy it, sell it, build it. That's Addison Jones.
Welcome back here to Fruth Field. There you go. You heard from Coach Hyland, and that'll swing us straight into the Bauer Chiropractic Injury Report. Bauer Chiropractic Injury. Got pain? See Shane. Dr. Shane Bauer. Bauer Chiropractic, voted Fond du Lac's favorite chiropractor in a recent Reader's Choice poll. And you heard Coach Hyland talk about number 1 Sam Lucas, slot back for Springs, out indefinitely, just trying to get him healthy to where he can come back, and the 6'1", 190-pound junior, try to get him back and help out this talented Springs offense. Moving on to the Baker Cheese starting lineups. They're announcing them here at Fruth, but let's tell you about Springs starters. Laconia wishing to be introduced as a team. Start your new career at Baker Cheese today. Visit bakercheese.com to find out how you can apply. Defensive starters for Springs this week. Number 8, Gavin Jans. Number 10, Lucas Ramaker. Those two had tremendous afternoons in the defensive backfield for Springs a week ago. Number 21 is Corbin Langfeld. Number 24 is Brendan Gertig. Great special teams player, highlighting Gertig's week last week. 28, Nicholas Gilgenbach. 33, Levi Hempfner was the player of the game a week ago. Number 40, Caden Pitts. 54, Tom Kaufman was in on a ton of tackles against Darlington. 62 is Noah Mowell. 89 is Josiah Mowell, and 74, Luke Schwartz. Those are the defensive starters brought to you by Baker Cheese. And right away, it's the Right Way Home Improvement opening kickoff. From doors and gutters to roofs and sidings, Right Way Home Improvement has you covered. Kick off your home project today. Contact Right Way Home Improvement for your free estimate. Call 920-929-8999 or visit rightwaybuilt.com. Springs is going to kick it off from the south end zone towards the north end zone, and from there, Laconia will have their first opportunity. A couple of players back deep, Tayson Keel and Sawyer Schultes will attempt to return for the Spartans. Another one back there also, Reed McCauley. Today's game brought to you by these Fond du Lac area Edward Jones financial advisors, Robert Bruce, Matt Moses, Jeff Wills, and Patrick Ellistad. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. For Springs, it'll be number 14, Cole Rotman, to send it deep. Did a nice job a week ago against Darlington, and he sends this one high into the night sky, and it's going to be caught, fielded there by McCauley. McCauley to the near side, and he's stocked up there and stripped of the football. Can one of the Springs players fall on it? Yes, Springs has their first turnover of the evening just a couple of seconds into this one. Took 10 seconds for Thomas Arndt to dive on top of a loose football, and Springs has an instant red zone opportunity. So mark that one. Laconia's turned the ball over the first couple weeks of the season, and here's an early one here. Terrific coverage by Springs. Had the returner McCauley all bottled up, and McCauley, to his credit, looked like he was going to bounce it around the left side, and he had a ton of space over there but got stripped. So instant red zone opportunity. The turn, the give, Hempfner, and he's trying to score on the first play to the right pylon, and Hempfner takes it 12 yards, and it's an early Springs lead, 6-0. It took just 16 seconds for Laconia to stamp their influence on this one. It was kind of interesting talking, the Coach's Smile interview with Coach Highland, and he told Nick earlier this week, sometimes in a close game it comes down to special teams, the kicking game. And not necessarily the case last week, although if Darlington has a better kicking game, maybe that game does turn out a little bit differently. But my goodness, here's an early special teams gaff from Laconia. Rotman steps up and puts it through. 7-0 for Springs. We're going to take an early timeout with them and come back. It's 7-0 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. This is Flyway Football on RadioPlusInfo.com.
The greatest gift a parent can give their children is hope for a better tomorrow. We offer that Christian hope at Winnebago Lutheran Academy. WLA is a premier Christian high school open to the Fond du Lac, Oshkosh, and surrounding communities. We participate in the Wisconsin Parental Choice Program and offer generous financial aid, making this private Christian education accessible to all. Schedule a tour today at WLAVikings.org.
Welcome back here to Fruth, 7-0 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Springs has an early lead. 16 seconds into this one, hard to believe they kicked off to start this football game. Today's game is sponsored in part by PT Tire and Service of Brandon. Big or small, they do it all. Call 346-TIRE. That's 346-TIRE. Pam and Tony are your tire experts. For emergency service, call 346-TIRE. And Rotman will attempt to send this one deep once again, and it's going to be fielded this time by number 12, Sawyer Schultes, and Schultes up the right side of the field, and great pursuit there by Koenig, and he makes a nice play on this near side. So Laconia will get their first opportunity offensively, starting from their own 27-yard line. And again, going back to the Coach's Smiles interview, talk about Coach Ledley and the direct quote from him, trying to figure out how I wanted to phrase that. The direct quote from him in that interview was, going to have to play near a perfect game. Well, already going awry there. Grotti turns hands, and an early carry here for Wyatt Schaefer, and Schaefer picks up a couple. They're going to give him about 4. as the wind starts to pick up out of the kind of out of the east, maybe northeast, swirling around here at Fruth and straight in the press box window. It's nice, keep the air moving around up here. And they're going to actually say he fell forward for 5 yards, so a second and manageable here for Grotti and the Spartans. Under center, turn. The give this time is to Pike, and Pike goes around the left side. He's met there by a host of Ledgers, and I think the first one there was number 62, Noah Mowell, with a nice play, and he's going to cut him down for a loss of a couple. So that sets up a 3rd and long here for the Spartans, who have not got much going right here early on in this one. Keaton Grotti, a junior quarterback for the Spartans. Turn, and they were going to run a little bit of an option play. False start instead. It's going to be 3rd and 12 as you have the early turnover back to Springs. Sets up Springs at the 12-yard line. Early touchdown for Hempfner, and then put yourself back behind the chains with loss of yardage on 2nd down, and here's a 3rd down that is marred a little bit by that illegal procedure. 10 minutes and 12 seconds in the first quarter on that Quest Interior scoreboard. And Springs, if they're able to get off the field here, probably couldn't have dreamed a better start to their Flyway Conference season. Grotti under center. Drops back to pass. He's a 50% passer this season. Mowell comes through, forces him to the near side. Grotti, a lot of contact. Is it incidental contact? That's what they're going to say. Pass falls to the turf. Coverage on the play was Ramaker, and it should force a punt here on the first possession, well, first traditional possession for Laconia. Back to receive the potential punt is Jamison Ahern, along with Jonathan Korb for Springs. And Carter Farrell will send it deep for the Spartans. High snap. Farrell goes to his right to catch it, sends a high. It's a beauty. And Ahern makes the play at the 47-yard line with the fair catch. Check that, the 41-yard line, pardon me. 9:43 to go here in the first quarter. That'll be the first really traditional drive here for Springs. So Cullen King will trot out there, make sure he's got the right number of players in the huddle, and send his team up to the line of scrimmage. The referee is really not even into place yet, so give him a second to get into the right spot. King under center with a couple of backs in the backfield. Here's Hempfner, second carry of the night. This one is stacked up well by the interior line of the Ledger, or by the Spartans, pardon me. And Hempfner picks up a pair. So he's up to 14 yards on 2 carries. Had that touchdown to start the game off. And out to the 42-yard line. Nice play, interior defensive line from the Spartans to stack up what is a very tough runner. Spartans jumped there. And we'll see if Springs moved. Nope, it's Laconia. So the second 5-yard penalty, pre-snap penalty from the Spartans. And this one helps the Spartans, or the Ledgers, pardon me. Got my mascots mixed up tonight. Springs Ledgers, Laconia Spartans. The L's and the S's are getting me messed up. Here's a swing pass. Nice pass from King to hit his man on the run. That's Sam Kuhn. And Kuhn able to take it for 6 and pick up the first down. Right on cue and right in stride was King to Kuhn there. And first down for the Ledgers. Another first down means moving the chains. That's presented by Addison Jones. Addison Jones Real Estate. Call them, then call the movers. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 backs in the backfield with Cullen King. Thought the Spartans might have jumped there. King keeps it. thought he might have given that one to Hempfner. They were going to run the option to the near side with Korb. Instead, King uses his strength, lower body strength, to just get a yard. He was hit about 3 yards in the backfield, and again was able to lunge forward and make something out of nothing there. So 2nd and 9 here in the first quarter. Second possession for Springs, their first coming after they forced a fumble on the opening kickoff. Hempfner ran it in from 12 yards. Another jump as Laconia looks like they're trying to jump the snap count, and they have failed 2 times now. So again, a 2nd and 9 becomes a 2nd and 4 and becomes very manageable, and now Springs can do a lot. Last time that's the second consecutive time now that Springs has been in 2nd and 9. Encroachment moves it to 2nd and 4, and now the pass is back on the table, and so is the run. The turn, no. Play fake. King looks to the near side. That's a good ball to Ramaker. Ramaker cuts upfield, trucks one of the Spartan defenders out of bounds, and that's going to be from the 41 down to the 22. Pickup of 19. Lucas Ramaker on a little bit of an out pattern, and found expertly by King. King looks so comfortable in that pocket. Played a nice game last week, had that big mistake that Coach Island talked about, that one pass that you can't make that it resulted in a pick 6. Put his team behind the 8 ball, but responded by leading him back down the field on that game-winning drive. Here's Hempfner up the middle. Bulldozes his way forward. It's going to be 8 or 9 depending on the spot. We'll give him 8 up here and sets up a 2nd and 2. Springs continues to just churn out yards, 7:17 to go here in the first. They lead at 7-0 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. But after King threw that, would be easy to kind of lose your head. He stayed in it, stayed engaged, threw a jump ball up to Ramaker late in that game. Here's Hempfner around the right side once again. Going to have the first down easily and pick up a pair there. Moving the chains with Addish and Jones. Call them then the movers. And Springs has moved the chains yet again. Down inside the 15 to about the 11. They're going to give them 3 yards on that, down to the 11. So they can get a first down if the nose of the football is inside the 1. But getting back to last week, that was a big play, throwing it up to Ramaker, who, why not? I mean, 6'4", 185-pound receiver. Why not throw it up to him? This is the first look for Korb. Korb, the near left side, inside the 10-yard line, down to the 7. Pickup of 4 for Korb. Springs makes those first 4 yards look so easy in the trenches after last week when it was so hard. I mean, found it so hard against that Darlington defensive front. And now you're playing against a different group of guys, and that's why Coach Highland challenges his team in the non-conference. 2nd and 6. King looks to swing the pass out. There is Kuhn once again. Cuts up the field. Hard hit inside the 5 at the 4. And I think that's where Kuhn's going to be spotted. Still a pickup of 3. Sets up 3rd and 3. Second time they've found Sam Kuhn on a little swing pass to the right side. Picked up just a couple that time.
3rd and 3.
And 3rd and 3. Korb exits the game. Sam Baker into the ball game for the Ledgers. Down inside the scoring area. They can get a first down inside the 1. Here's the turn, the give, bouncing around that far side. Can Laconia make the stop? It was Tommy Koenigs on the carry. Was he able to get inside that 1-yard line? I think he was just short when he went out of bounds. It was not where the tackle was made. It was where he stepped out, and I think that was at the 2. So it's going to be a 4th and 1.
4th and 1.
To my knowledge, that's the first carry. I'll have to check my notes here, but I think that was the first. Tommy Koenigs, that was his 3rd carry on the season. I was going to say not a name you call incredibly often for this Springs offense, but does have a few carries now on the season. He remains in the backfield with Cullen King. King turns, gives, Hempfner trips, but he dives in to the end zone. Levi Hempfner, his 2nd touchdown of the game. This one, the 2-yard variety, and Springs is an extra point away from going up 14-0. That was a methodical drive from Springs, and Rotman will try to tack on the extra point. 10-play scoring drive aided by a couple of offsides penalties from the Spartans. Rotman puts it through, and it's 14-0. We're going to take a timeout here, come back with more. This is Flyway Football. You're watching on RadioPlusInfo.com.
When you hire the attorneys at Everson and Gibbs, you're getting more than professional representation. The attorneys at Everson and Gibbs are committed to excellence and have been successfully representing their clients since 2005, practicing business law, estate planning, probate, guardianships, and real estate. They work closely with their clients, providing exceptional legal services that are catered specifically to their needs. Call Everson and Gibbs at 920-922-7113 or go to eversonandgibbs.com.
Welcome back here to Fruth Field, 14-0. Today's game sponsored in part by J&J Trucking of Brandon. Ship safe and on time without breaking the bank. They'll get you where you want to go. Now hiring truck drivers, competitive pay up to $70,000 per year, and a $1,000 sign-on bonus and more. Go to JJ Trucking Brandon. That's jjtruckingbrandon.com. Springs races out to a 14-0 lead here. Go back to last night's flyway game between the Vikings and the Lions, and we're still in the first possession when the scoreboard read 5 minutes. Here we're into the 5th possession of the ball game. Here's a return, this time once again by number 12, Schultes, and Schultes across the 30-yard line to the 31, which is where the Spartans will start their second possession. From the 31, 14-0 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. And how do these Spartans respond now, led by Keaton Grotti, their quarterback. Grotti, one of 4 runners that has at least 20 carries so far this season. Laconia wants to run the football. Like I said, it's almost unbelievable to see how many times they've run the football this season. 4 carriers over 20 carries, 4 runners over 20 carries this season, and just unbelievable. Here's Wyatt Schaefer. Schaefer takes it for a pair, 2nd and 8, and they're finding it a tough road to hoe here against the Ledgers up front, as I think many will. That defensive front anchored by number 74, Luke Schwartz. Kaufman up there as well. It's just, this is a tough team to run against. And that's a good thing in the Flyway Conference, to have a good run defense, because you got to deal with Schroffnagel down in Mayville. There's some tough runners in this conference. None of them, perhaps none as tough as Levi Hempfner, who's got a couple of touchdowns already this season, or this ball game. Schwartz out of the ball game now up front. Still a 3rd and 6 after another 2-yard pickup from Schaefer. So more 3rd and long situations here for Laconia with 3:48 and ticking down here in the first quarter. Grotti's got Pike behind him as well as Schaefer. Schaefer's the fullback. Grotti looking down here to Pike. Oh, that was almost tipped away. That was a nice play there on the edge. That was number 62, Noah Mowell, who almost got a big paw on that one. And I think Laconia, although it's Grotti's first completion of the night, I want to say Pike lost a yard on that one. 4th and 6, so they're going to say no gain. But kind of a dangerous pass, because if Mowell is able to get a hand on that or even bring it in, all of a sudden Springs has good field position once again. Once again, sending it deep are the Spartans. This is a punt that's angling almost into the stands. It almost bounds into the stands then as well. We'll see where that one went out on the angle. It's got to be close to the 50-yard line. And, wow, into Laconia territory. And I think they got a sideline warning for the Ledgers here. And Coach Highland is re-educating his team about where they can and cannot stand there on the sideline, I'm sure very calmly. 48-yard line in positive territory for the Ledgers. Second time out of 3 possessions that they will start in Spartan territory. Now, the first one, you're into red zone territory. It was at the 12-yard line of the Spartans. So Cullen King, third possession for St. Mary's Springs. He's under center with a couple of runners. Here's Hempfner. No, the misdirection. It's Korb. Oh, what a play. That's number 40, Ian Henning, with a beautiful tackle on Korb. And Korb stuffed after 2. 2nd and 8. Looked like if Korb breaks that tackle, got some speed, is he off to the races? Returning a football, I think, to the Laconia sideline. That's trainer Tyler Schwartz, I believe, out there. Returning a football to the opposite sideline. Something you don't see every day, perhaps. Here's King under center, turns, gives. Hempfner going around that right side as he does so well, and he's able to get about 6 yards there. It's going to be 3rd and 2. It's just a difficult guy to bring down, and just when you think you have him behind the chains, Hempfner carries a couple of defenders for 6 yards, and inside of 2 minutes of the first quarter, it's a 3rd and very, very manageable, and you would assume 4-down territory with how the Ledgers have been able to move the football. And Ledgers fans will be knocking on wood, but they haven't had a play go in that wrong direction yet. Here's the handoff to Hempfner. Switches hands with the football coming around the left side and almost inside of the 35. I think they're going to mark him at the 37. It should be enough for a first down. So a gain of 3. He needed 2. And Hempfner having himself a very nice start to the ball game. Yep, 37-yard line is where they end up placing that football. And Springs huddles back up with a minute and 27 seconds, or minute 28 seconds to go. Couple of running backs still back there, Hempfner and Koenigs. Here's King. Looks to Ramaker. Oh, that is a connection that I think a lot of teams in the flyway are going to find tough to stop. From the 37 down inside the 15 to the 14, check that 13, make it 24 yards for Cullen King to Lucas Ramaker. So back under center, quick go the Spartans. There's a fumble, ball on the turf, scooped up by the Spartans. This is Horvath. Horvath, can any of the Ledgers get to him? Ramaker looks like he's going to run him down. One blocker there, and that is returned 87 yards. King had it stripped, and with a minute 2 seconds left in this first quarter, there's new life for the Spartans. 87 yards on the scoop and score by number 55, Gabe Horvath. Just punched out. I didn't see what Spartan got a hand on it. You can go back and watch and see who poked that one out, but big defensive linemen able to get their hand on that as King tried to cut back upfield, and the ball bounced perfectly for Horvath, who scooped it up and took it 87 yards, and he was shot out of a cannon. Didn't take him long to traverse the entire field. So 14-6, and it'll be number 8, Ethan Van Beek, freshman kicker, to try to add on the extra point, make this a 7-point contest. Well. Perfect pass from King down to Ramaker, get down to the 13-yard line. And then a big fumble That's going to fly through the uprights. It's 14-7. Big play there from the Spartans, and they'll kick it back to the Ledgers in just a second. We'll be back with more. This is high school flyway football, and you're watching on RadioPlusInfo.com.
Doyle Kelly Dental, the name this area is trusted to bring smiles for over 50 years. Dr. Kathy Doyle and Dr. Aaron Cole continue this exceptional care with staff who go the extra mile to make sure you're comfortable throughout your entire appointment.
Hello, this is Dr. Aaron Cole. I'm excited to be working in my hometown alongside Dr. Kathy and the team at Doyle Kelly Dental. I will continue making your smile my first priority. I'm in the office 5 days a week and serving you until 7 p.m. on Mondays. I'm accepting patients now at FondulacsMiles.com.
The shot. That's... Back here at Fruth, Jordan King with you up here in the broadcast booth. Windy night down here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and that was a big play made by the Laconia Spartan defense, and Horvath took it 87 yards, 14-7 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Today's game sponsored in part by PT Tire and Service of Brandon. Big or small, they do it all. Call 346-TIRE. That's 346-TIRE. Pam and Tony are your tire experts. For emergency service, call 346-TIRE. My goodness. Looked like the Ledgers were fixing to go down and put this thing out of reach early. Here's a nice return, and trying to break a couple of tackles. That was a very nice return by Brendan Gertig. He was a big factor on special teams a week ago, and certainly the case there is he's out to the 45-yard line. So the starting field position for the Ledgers could not ask for much better field position. They've started from the Spartan 12, the Spartan 48, and then their own 41 and 45. So special teams looking good here so far for the Ledgers. 56 seconds to go here in the first. 14-7, Springs leads it. Back out onto the field, King in this offense. No, check this. This is not King. It's Max Bauer, and Bauer around the left edge on the quarterback keeper. He went out just shy of the first down, thought he might have picked it up. He's into Laconia territory. It's a pickup of 8 for Bauer. So King on the sideline after putting that one on the turf. Get the first look of Bauer so far this season under center. Couple of running backs back there. The give is to Koenigs here, and Koenigs runs hard to pick up 4 yards. And it's a first down. Another Ledger first down presented by Addison Jones Real Estate, moving the chains with Addison Jones Real Estate. Call them, then call the movers. Corb back into the game. Pick up of 4 yards there. Now, after last week's game, we called Hempfner the player of the game. I know Koenigs had a huge night, or huge afternoon last week. And here is the give to Korb, I believe, around this left side. It is Jonathan Korb. He picks up 6. Could have gone with several different Springs players, but certainly thought it might have been, could have been an opportunity to go with Koenigs too. But I got a little caught up with that last possession, and Springs running the ball all the way down the field and getting the win. That'll end the first quarter here from Fruth Memorial Field. The Ledgers 14 and the Spartans 7 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. We're going to take a timeout with them. This is Flyway Football, and you're watching on RadioPlusInfo.com. Stay with us.
Muthig Industries in Fond du Lac would like to wish your local high school sports team best of luck this season. Muthig Industries is one of the area's top full-service manufacturers of precision metal stampings, laser cuttings, production machining and turning, tool and die manufacturing, and custom metal fabrication products. Muthig Industries is a third-generation family-owned company that started in 1965. To find out more, visit muthigindustries.com. Good luck to all area athletes from your team at Muthig Industries, 33 East Larson Drive, Fond du Lac.
Back here at Fruth Memorial Field, glad to have you along. Start of the second quarter, and Springs has a 2nd and about 3. after a pickup of 7 from Korb to end that first quarter. Max Bauer playing quarterback. And their third possession of the game, the Ledgers drove all the way down to the 13. That's where the ball was punched out of the hand of Cullen King and taken back 87 yards by Horvath. Here is the first pass for Bauer. Looks down to the side of the field. What a catch made! There was some contact. We'll see which way it goes. Pushing both ways. Ramaker made the catch. That will be his third catch. Going from the 36 down inside the 10 to the 9. So it would be a 27-yard pickup unless it is offensive pass interference on Ramaker. They're going to say Ramaker pushed, and that's a big play. 27 yards wiped off the board. A beautiful pass down the left sideline from Max Bauer, and that wipes off a big one. So march off 10, or 15, pardon me. 2nd and 18. Well behind the chains now are the Ledgers. Bauer takes the snap. The give is to Korb on a little bit of a delayed draw there up the middle of the field. And Korb is slung down. Was that an illegal tackle? That's going to be the question. Personal foul, horse collar tackle, so first down. That should be an automatic first down for the Spartans after the 15-yard penalty. Don't think the Spartan coaching staff liked that call, but it'll march it off from the 49-yard line and give Springs an automatic first down. So they trade 15-yard flags and move the chains for, it would have been 2nd and inches, but you get the automatic first down with the personal foul penalty. So 11:44 to go here until halftime. Springs moving well into Spartan territory here. Back-to-back penalties. Here's Bauer on the flip. Hempfner cuts back up field and leaves a couple of more Spartan players in his wake. He picks up about 6 on that one, 5 or 6. Give him 6 up here, make it a 2nd and 4. Levi Hempfner hit one of the linebackers from Laconia and just slammed him to the turf. He is such a physical runner. 11 minutes and 13 seconds left on that Quest Interiors scoreboard. Springs trying to extend this 7-point lead. Bauer under center. And a flinch there. Who was first? It was Springs this time. So the first pre-snap penalty on Springs. Second penalty on them this evening. Second in about 4 plays for Springs. And move them back 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 9. Laconia's had 4 penalties thus far. 3 pre-snap penalties and then that horse collar tackle. Here's Bauer. Gives it on this near side. That's Koenigs. Tommy Koenigs, the other one. Shouldn't say that. Tommy Koenigs that's his 4th carry on the season. The more primary target coming out of the backfield is JT Koenigs. Pickup of 3 that time from Tommy. And sets up a 3rd and 6. So still potentially 4-down territory here for Springs at this point in the field. Inside the 30 at the 29. Bauer takes the snap, the turn, the give. Up the middle, and ball came loose. Did Laconia turn Springs over again? The initial call is Laconia football, and it is. At the bottom of the pile, number 79, Draven Edwards recovers this football for Laconia. And back-to-back turnovers in Spartan territory for Springs. Hard to tell. That was at the mesh point of where that ball gets handed off. Hard to tell who you would credit that fumble to. If that was JT Koenigs or if it was Max Bauer, tough to tell. But a little bit of a miscommunication. Ball ends up on the turf. So it turns back over to Laconia, who hasn't gotten a lot going offensively. A couple of 3-and-outs thus far. Keaton Grotti goes to his right and throws it out there to number 5. That's his top target, Carter Farrell. And Farrell able to gain about 4 yards. Farrell on the season, Pike the lead. Well, Farrell and Pike have tied for the team lead in receiving, 41 yards. Farrell really the top receiver because Pike is coming out of the backfield. So Springs trying to stand up here defensively. Oh, and what a play. Coming through and getting the sack. Was that Mowell on the far side? That's where he usually lines up. I believe it was. Yeah, big number 62 is Noah Mowell. And he able to sack Grotti in the backfield. And it'll be a 3rd and 11, loss of 4. Nice play by Mowell just busting through. He's made a couple of plays on that top side on the left of that Springs defense. So 3rd and 11, Grotti under center, looks to the far side, now going through his progressions. Mowell hit him once again, got it out to his running back. Pike able to pick up about 3. It's going to set up a 4th and 7 or a 4th and 8. We'll give him 4 yards on that one. Pike coming out of the backfield gets the sack yardage back. Noah Mowell came just about unblocked once again through the right side of the Laconia line and put a good hit on the quarterback Grotti. Should be another punt here as Farrell will go back to send it away to the waiting Jamison Ahern for Springs. Farrell able to get this one off. It's a better one than his last one. Ahern's going to have an opportunity. Catches at the 40. A lot of blockers on this near side. No flags as of yet, and he's driven out of bounds at the 35-yard line of Laconia. Great return, and Springs once again has elite field position at the 35 of the Spartans. Bauer's going to stay in there at quarterback for the Ledgers with 8:25 to go in the second quarter. This is the 5th possession already for Springs compared to just 3 so far for Laconia. And Springs did kick off to open the ball game. Bauer under center. It's Hempfner and Korb in the backfield, receivers to either side. The turn, and another false start penalty for Springs will put them behind the chains, 1st and 15. 8 minutes and 24 seconds. Korb leaves the field. Into the game, John Kuhn. Different set altogether here. Jamison Ahern, John Kuhn, both into the game. Tommy Koenig's into the game. Korb leaves. So some lot of shuffling around here. Well, who's not shuffling around? Levi Hempfner up the middle of the field, and he's going to get the penalty yardage back and a huge chunk more. It was should have been 1st and 15, I believe. Should be 2nd and 3 now. So a pickup of 12 there for Hempfner. Unless I missed something. Yeah, 2nd and 3. They had 2nd and 15 up on the scoreboard. I thought I was going crazy. Under center, Bauer takes the snap, turn, the give to Hempfner. Hempfner going to bulldoze his way for the first down inside the 25-yard line down to the 24. That is a pickup of 4, needed 3. Moves the chains there, and another first down means moving the chains presented by Addison Jones Real Estate. Call them, then call the movers. So by no means a perfect first half for either of these teams. A couple of turnovers have kind of dominated the storyline. Here's Tommy Koenigs. Koenigs up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles. He's inside the 10. No, he's at the 11 is where he's dropped. So a 13-yard pickup there from Tommy Koenigs. Got to like what you're seeing there from Koenigs if you are Coach Highland from the running back. Sophomore fullback is what they have it listed in the program. Receiver to either side. At the top is Sam Baker. At the bottom is Sam Kuhn. The turn from Bauer gives to Hempfner. Hempfner sniffing his third touchdown, and he bulldozes Farrell at the goal line. Hempfner's got 3 touchdowns, and Springs is back in control. 11 yards on that scamper, and Rotman will try to put it through to make it a 21-7 lead for St. Mary's Springs. That was much better. Again, when you get good special teams play to shorten that field, that's a big deal. And field position battle is going to continue to be a storyline that you can take out of this one. Springs started that drive at the Spartan 35, and in 4 plays able to take it those 35 yards. On the score sheet, it'll go down as 39 yards because of the penalty. Rotman through on the extra point. 21-7 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. We'll take a timeout. The Spartans trail the Ledgers by 14. This is Flyway Football on RadioPlusInfo.com.
Hi, this is Danny and Heather with AirTech Heating. At AirTech, our motto is honesty, integrity, and quality craftsmanship.
When it comes to your home, you want the person working on your equipment to be upfront and tell you what you need.
But also what you don't need. We deliver whatever it takes service to take care of you. Our technicians are NATE certified, meaning they are the most highly trained in the industry to be servicing your equipment.
If you're stuck with a broken furnace or air conditioner, call our team at AirTech Heating at 924-6742.
Back here between the Spartans and the Ledgers, today's broadcast is built by Capel Brothers and Diedrich of Fond du Lac. Building for the future since 1948, commercial and office, industrial and manufacturing, warehouse, storage, and more. Trust the best and trust Capel Brothers and Diedrich. Plan for success today. Carpentry, concrete, masonry, and more. Log on to CapelDiedrich.com. That's CapelDiedrich.com. Back here at Fruth, Rotman will get set to send this one deep. 6 minutes and 58 seconds until a halftime intermission. And going to be kicking towards that south end zone. So outside of the 87-yard scoop and score for Laconia, it's been 3 3-and-outs offensively. So got to get something going on the offensive side of the football. Can it start with a return? Springs covers it well. Again, it's JT Koenig's able to make the play, cut down the return man at the 23-yard line, I believe, is where they'll mark it. And that is where Laconia will start this drive. 27-yard line, 31, 23-yard. You get the picture. Laconia has not had the great field position, the fortune of the good field position like Springs has had. I suppose that's not really fortune. You make that happen if you're the Ledgers. Grady will be under center. His running back will be Ashton Pike in the backfield. Pike with the give around the right side of the line and runs out of bounds after a gain of about 4 or 5. They're going to give him 4 as he stepped on that far sideline. That's just the second carry for Pike so far tonight. 3 carries for Schaefer, 2 for Pike, 1 carry, if you call it a carry, for Keaton Grady. And then Grady's had a couple of passes that have not gone very far. Here's Schaefer up the middle on the fullback dive, picks up another 3. Sets up a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. You know, if you watch any of the Springs games so far this season, you just find it. It takes something. You gotta have big physical guys up front to be able to battle with the guys with the names of Noah Mowell, et cetera, up front for the Springs. Grady drops back to pass on 3rd down. Looking for a check down. There's Pike, and good rallying to the football from the Springs defensive backs. And Pike is going to be driven out for a short loss and sets up a 4th and 5. That's a great play by Springs. First one, I believe, was Ramaker there, and a couple of other players as well. Gertig was there, Nick Gilgenbach over on that side of the field, and that's a defense that's playing with a lot of confidence when you have a swing pass out there to a running back, and just a big hit that the first man there was able to put. Farrell has this one blocked. On the far side, Lucas Ramaker gets his hand on one, and the trend that we have seen developing all half long will continue as Springs will take over in Spartan territory at the plus 43-yard line. It has been dominant from Springs so far tonight. Cullen King back into the ballgame after Bauer was able to lead a scoring drive. Max Bauer led two drives, a scoring drive, and then one that ended in a fumble as well. Here's King, steps up into the pocket. There's a confident throw looking for Kuhn, and just a little bit out in front of Sam Kuhn, diving player in coverage. That time was number 6. Farrell was back there as well, but I think Grant Brown was the closer one for the Ledgers in coverage. There was a confident throw that time from Cullen King, got back into the game, stepped up in the pocket well, and just a little bit out in front of his senior teammate Sam Kuhn. Sam Kuhn, Sam Baker, usually the usual two out there. Ramaker gets a lot of run, as does Ahern. This carry from Korb around the near right side, and he picks up 4, sets up a 3rd and 6. Korb and Hempfner, the top two runners in terms of carries so far this season. Obviously, the monster game last week from J.T. Koenigs put him into that conversation as well. 4 minutes and 42 seconds and counting down here in the second quarter as Springs looks to extend their lead and put a big stamp on this one before they're heading into the halftime locker room. King with the snap. A couple of men off the edge. King steps up past the pressure and found his man Ramaker on the near side, but just a little bit out ahead of Lucas Ramaker. 4th down, Hempfner back into the game. Ramaker jogs back. Decent throw once again from Cullen King. A couple of incompletions now since that fumble that ended the 3rd drive of the game for Springs. They'll huddle back up and try to regroup on this 4th and 6. Going to leave the offense out there on the field. A couple of times Laconia has jumped as well. That might be worth noting on a 4th and medium. King under center, drops back to pass, looking Ramaker's way. Got him on a post. Ramaker at the sideline makes the jump ball catch. That is unfair. Lucas Ramaker climbs the ladder for the 17-yard pickup. Beautiful ball thrown from Cullen King to the near side. And like I said, good luck quarterbacks of the Flyway Conference contending with that matchup. You got 6'6" Cullen King tossing it up to 6'4" Lucas Ramaker, and the senior goes up on the sideline. Good footwork to get the toes in. Here's Hempfner around the right side, left side, cuts back to the right, and Hempfner totes a couple of Spartans into the end zone. 22 yards. That's the 4th touchdown of the night for Levi Hempfner, putting together a player of the game type of performance again here. And it's 27-7. After a couple of Springs turnovers, momentum was firmly in the grasp of Laconia, but they did nothing with it. And now a 14-0 run for Springs. If this field goal goes through for the always reliable Rotman, and it does. 28-7 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. We're going to take a timeout and come back with more. This is Flyway Football, and you're watching on RadioPlusInfo.com.
Hi, this is Danny and Heather with AirTech Heating. At AirTech, our motto is honesty, integrity, and quality craftsmanship.
When it comes to your home, you want the person working on your equipment to be upfront and tell you what you need.
But also what you don't need. We deliver whatever it takes service to take care of you. Our technicians are NATE certified, meaning they are the most highly trained in the industry to be servicing your equipment.
If you're stuck with a broken furnace or air conditioner, call our team at AirTech Heating at 924-6742.
Fruth Field, Springs and Laconia. Today's game is sponsored in part by J&J Trucking of Brandon. Ship safe and on time without breaking the bank. They'll get you where you want to go. Now hiring truck drivers. Competitive pay up to $70,000 per year, $1,000 sign-on bonus, and more. Go to jjtruckingbrandon.com. jjtruckingbrandon.com. On the Quest Interior scoreboard reads Springs 28, Laconia 7, with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left here in the first half. Rotman will send it deep, and this one will bound into the end zone. So Laconia will start this possession at their own 20-yard line, which will incidentally be their worst starting field position so far tonight. You go all the way back to that opening kickoff when this thing started to go south for Laconia. Opening kickoff, Rotman sent it deep. Springs covered well, forced a fumble on that opening kickoff, and then after it took just one play for Levi Hempfner to take it 12 yards to the end zone. 14 seconds into the game, or 16 seconds, whatever it was, 14 or 16 seconds into the game, Springs was already up 7-0, and then it wasn't all perfect for Springs here in the first half. A couple of turnovers that gave life to Laconia, but now Laconia is in a tough spot. Here's Grotti sprinting out to the right side, throws it up there, and just tosses it away into the hands of the coaching staff over there and sets up 2nd and 10. Grotti has been under pressure all evening long, and when this score continues to be in the position where it's in, where this thing is a little bit out of hand, and if it continues this way into the second half, you would imagine that's only going to continue for Keaton Grotti as he drops back and the run becomes less of a factor. Again, Laconia, a team that had 4 runners with over 20 attempts so far this season. They want to run the football. Here's Pike on the near side, switches hands to the left, and he gets it out past the 20 to the 22, but still a 3rd and 8. I mean, that was a pretty good run by Pike to just get back to the line of scrimmage and then carve out a couple of yards. Ashton Pike for Laconia averaged 6 yards per carry coming into tonight, but the level of competition not quite what it is tonight in the flyway, playing one of the flyway's best. The class of the flyway over the course of Coach Hyland's career for sure. Keaton Grotti under center, sprints out to the right, looking for a man there, picked off on the far side. This is into the end zone. A pick 6 for Springs. Nick Gilgenbach undercut the out route and took it about 30 yards to the house. It's 34-7 Springs. Nick Gilgenbach. Driving his way into that left corner. And this potentially a 35-7 game or more at the half. Rotman back on. And I think they stopped this one. Offside on Laconia. And Coach Hyland says he just wants to decline it. They shouldn't have blown it dead. I think they did blow it dead. Yeah, see, they should have allowed, I think the referees blew the play dead. I think it should have been allowed to continue. Rotman put it through. It was a good kick. Coach Hyland just wanted to decline it and let's move on. but I think one of the referees blew the whistle on the snap. So just confirmation of that. Coach Highland just wanted to make sure that they were all squared away. They'll try the attempt again. And good snap, good hold. Rotman skies it through the uprights, and it is 35-7 after the pick six for Nick Gilgenbach. We'll take a timeout. Springs well in control of this one. They lead by 28. You're watching on RadioPlusInfo.com.
Apply now to qualify for the Sabre Award, a $500 per year scholarship at Marian University. Be admitted by January 1st and receive a $2,000 scholarship towards your degree. The Sabre Award is granted in addition to other scholarships, awards, and discounts. 100% of Marian University students receive financial assistance. College is affordable. Apply now at marianuniversity.edu/apply.
Back here at Fruth Field. Glad to have you along here. Jordan King up in the broadcast booth. 3 minutes and 6 seconds till halftime, and a 21-0 run for Springs. They started the game on a 14-0 run. Then, like I said, a couple of turnovers for Springs, if you're just joining us. Got Laconia back into this one, but just a dominant performance since those two turnovers. Springs has had 6 possessions, and that's not including that pick six that they just had. This Rotman kick is going to bound out of bounds, and that's really the first mistake since you've been watching Springs so far this season from Rotman. He's had a terrific start to the campaign. Missed a long kick last week against Darlington, but going into the halftime locker room. But that was well outside of range and not the easiest conditions either. But it's still a mistake, and I'm sure one that Coach Highland and his staff will try to correct moving forward in big games. Can't have those kickoffs out of bounds. Gives the ball to Laconia at their own 35-yard line. And just to highlight what a poor half it's been for Laconia in terms of field position, this is their best starting field position of the evening per my notes. 3 minutes and 6 seconds left. Grotti turns and pitches it. Ramaker in the backfield, able to sling down the runner. This time it was Jack Renz, I believe it was, in the backfield. And Springs is going to take a timeout. They got him. Why not use him? 2:55 to go here in the first half. 35-7 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. We're back with more Flyway football after this on RadioPlusInfo.com.
Real estate is something that we are doing together. We're in it together till the end. The best achievement that I can have is when the property successfully closes.
Probably the most rewarding part of my role with Addison Jones and Signature Homes is the ability to take a client from the very beginning stages of building a new home all the way down to the point where we turn the key and move them in and watch their eyes light up as they see the finished product.
Buy it, sell it, build it. That's Addison Jones.
Back here at Fruth Memorial Field, glad to have you along. A lot of college football going on. We'll maybe get you some updates. I know Wisconsin's off to a good start. Braylon Allen had a 96-yard touchdown run for the Badgers earlier tonight. I saw come through the wire. 2 minutes and 55 seconds here till halftime, and Springs thinking to try to use their timeouts, maybe get the ball back. There's enough time for them to drive down the field. They've had no problems going through, whether by land or by air. Hempfner's had a nice night. Yeah, just a run-of-the-mill night for Levi Hempfner. He has got 4 touchdowns. Had a terrific night, and Springs once again able to bottle up Renz and another Springs timeout. We're going to take it with them. 2 minutes and 50 seconds till halftime, and come back with more. Springs in complete control, and you're watching on RadioPlusInfo.com.
Now more than ever, hospitality, restaurant, and retail enterprises demand the quality and innovation LK Interior Systems delivers. EIS takes ever-changing design trends and transforms them into meaningful and memorable customer experiences. Take pride in your work and apply at lkinteriorsystems.com.
Hi, I'm Shannon Schill from LK Interior Systems in Fond du Lac. We are thrilled to be adding to our family. Our shift times can be uniquely flexible because we understand that there's life outside of work. Go to lkinteriorsystems.com to learn more about our open positions.
Back here, Springs and Laconia. Spring is in complete control, as I mentioned, 35-7 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Glad to have you along. Today's game brought to you in part by these Fond du Lac area Edward Jones financial advisors, Robert Bruce, Matt Moses, Jeff Wills, and Patrick Ellistad. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Coming up at halftime, the Holiday Automotive intermission highlights. Hope you will join us for those. The turn for Grotti. No, the fake. And going over the top, nice play there. Finds his man in stride. That's Reed McCauley. McCauley brought down before the first down, and Coach Highland right on top of it with yet another timeout. Setting up a, gained about 11 yards, so it may be about a 4th and 3, 4th and 4. They'll give him 10 on the pickup. And another timeout from Springs. We'll keep it here. Got the halftime intermission coming up. I know there's probably some Springs fans out there with one eye on this one. And if you're not here at Fruth, got a great crowd at Fruth. Getting chilly out here for a September evening, but beautiful. I'm sure if you're not here, maybe one eye on this, one eye on the ABC broadcast of Notre Dame and Ohio State. Of course, Springs alumnus Billy Schrouth chose the Fighting Irish and that new coaching regime. 10-7. Notre Dame leads the one of the national favorites, Ohio State, in the first half. Just about halftime in that one, just about halftime in this one. Maybe we'll incorporate Billy Schrouth into our Taco Bell halftime trivia contest. Under center, Keaton Grotti. It's a 4th and 3. Springs jumps. And it'll be a first down for Laconia. So you use up all those timeouts and then jump on the 4th down. 4th and 3 play gives a free 5 yards and a first down to Laconia. That's going to be a frustrating one for Coach Highland. As you can see from up here, he's shaking his head. Just a mental mistake there. So they had him in a 2nd and 14, gave up an 11-yard screen pass to McCauley, and then jumped off sides. Grotti under center. Can Laconia pay it off with anything here? Nice play up front by the Springs interior defensive line. First one there was number 22, John Kuhn. Kuhn made a couple of awesome plays in the special teams a week ago against Darlington in that barn burner game, and that time he came through the line along with a couple of his pals. Caden Pitts, another one that was there, along with 74, Luke Schwartz, one of the leaders of this interior defensive line. Pitts, Schwartz, and Mowell. That is a front three to be feared in the flyway, I think. Grotti, play fake, looks to the far side of the field. Caught there once again by McCauley, and Reed McCauley knocked out of bounds once again by number 22, John Kuhn. Sets up a 3rd and 6, pickup of just 3 there. So a couple of plays from McCauley that he was able to make. Grotti will go under center as we stop the clock at 1:59 with the play ending out of bounds. Springs almost jumped on this near side. Good job to get back. I think that's Pitts on the near side. Grotti under center, another hard count. Now he's going to take a timeout. So the Spartans this time take a timeout. They trail by 28. We're going to take the timeout this time with them. Springs in control, 35-7 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. This is Flyway Football on Radio Plus Info.
When you hire the attorneys at Everson and Gibbs, you're getting more than professional representation. The attorneys at Everson and Gibbs are committed to excellence and have been successfully representing their clients since 2005, practicing business law, estate planning, probate, guardianships, and real estate. They work closely with their clients, providing exceptional legal services that are catered specifically to their needs. Call Everson and Gibbs at 920-922-7113 or go to eversonandgibbs.com.
Back here between the Ledgers and the Spartans. 1 minute and 59 seconds till halftime. And Springs gave up a 4th and 3 in which they jumped offside, but have not sacrificed a ton of time as Laconia has gone out of bounds on a couple of plays. Just took a timeout after they tried to get the Springs defense to jump on the hard count. Here is Grotti to give up the middle, and that's a good run. Nice run that time from Wyatt Schaefer up the middle. Schaefer, their fullback, gets the ball on that dive in this offense. Running the veer. So on that one, picked up about 5 yards, makes this a 4th and short, 4th and 1. About half a yard, really, when you look at it straight down the line. Grotti going to take the snap on the quick snap and get the first down. So Grotti's got the ball down inside the Ledger 40 at the 40 or 39. So pick up a 5 there when all is said and done for Keaton Grotti. And I believe this is the first time Laconia has the football into Springs territory, right? They had the 87-yard scoop and score on the fumble, so I believe this is, oh, here we go. A running back pass. This one is well over the head of the intended receiver. The closest one there was Josiah Mowell. Mowell's got a couple picks so far this season, and thought he might have had another one there, but overthrown from Jack Renz. Renz is listed on the roster as a quarterback, so we've only seen him run the ball so far tonight, but the pitch from Grotti, and I'm sure Springs will have talked about the ability of Renz listed as a quarterback, playing running back, maybe that trick play might have been in the books. Here's a 2nd and 10, quick pass, and over the head of Reed McCauley, the intended receiver for Grotti. If nothing else, this is the most sustained drive for Laconia. Unfortunately for the Spartans, if you're a Spartans fan, you know, this is probably too little too late to get something going offensively, especially these long drawn-out drives. This 2, 4, 6, this will be the 9th play of the drive. But you can't, fullback dives aren't going to bring you back from 28 in the second half unless you get some help from Springs. Here's Grotti. Hitting the backfield, finds Renz on the swing pass, and it's going to be a 4th and very long, and Renz went out of bounds as well. Spartans would have hoped he would have gotten to stay inbounds. It's going to set up about a 4th and 14 whenever all is said and done. Lost a big chunk of yardage on the play. Going to say he lost 4, 4th and 14 with 42 seconds left. So got to think about punting this football back to Springs. But Grotti is still on the field. Keaton Grotti, junior quarterback for Coach Ledley's crew. And Grotti goes back under center. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Looks like he's going to heave one deep and give it a shot. No, underneath comes to Renz. Hempfner able to run him down, and it's turned over on downs with 34 seconds left in the first half. Springs will take over at their own 36-yard line. So 10-play drive ends up turning it over on downs. Nice catch by Renz over the middle of the field. Gained about 6 or 7, but not enough to sustain the drive going. So from the 36, Springs up by 28. They have the ability here to push the ball down the field with some of their guys. We'll see if it's a run, maybe see what happens, but Springs has expended all of their timeouts. The turn, the delayed handoff, up the middle. J.T. Koenigs had a big run last week, goes straight up the middle of the field into Spartan territory. Now Springs wants to push it a little bit. That from their own 36 to the Spartan 42 is where they ended up marking it, and that's where Cullen King will start there. Under center, 22 seconds. Takes it. Looks to Kuhn on the outside here. Kuhn able to get out of bounds and inside the 40-yard line, so they're going to have the opportunity to huddle. That's down to the 37. Pickup of 5. 2nd and 5. Trying to do some quick math in my head, see what that previous play covered from the their own 36-yard line. A 23-yard pickup for J.T. Koenigs. Over the middle. This one caught by Baker. What a catch by Baker. Good throw by King as well from the 37 down to the 20. 17-yard pickup, and King should just spike it here. He does so, and they're going to get an attempt for Rotman heading into the halftime locker room. That was a nice couple of throws back-to-back by King. It all comes back to J.T. Koenigs able to pick up those 23 yards on the ground. I think if he gets stuffed there, you probably just let the second quarter clock go to the halftime. But now you get a 38-yarder for Rotman. Ball is going to be placed at the 28. So, 38 yards for Rotman. This one is sailing through the night sky, and it is true. That was good from 48 for Rotman, and Springs adds on to their lead, 38-7. We're going to take a quick timeout, finish out the first half when we come back. This is Flyway Football on Radio Plus Info. Back here, the Spartan fans have gone quiet. 38-7. A 31-point lead for Springs here with 2 seconds left. Should see a squib kick from Rotman. Man, I've been very impressed with Cole Rotman, senior kicker, 5'10", 160-pound kicker for Springs. That was a 38-yarder, and I'm telling you, that was true the entire way. And he had the distance to hit that one from 48. And looking down at the flag, I mean, there's a breeze that is picking up and swirling around Fruth here, but nothing to really pick up that flag at all. So I don't think it was really aided much. Rotman with a line drive kick that goes out of bounds at the 31-yard line. And a squib kick that will give an opportunity for Laconia to snap the football. I think you wanted that one to go to an up man and hopefully run the halftime out, or the first half out, pardon me. But does not do so. Goes out of bounds. So 2 seconds left to go here in the first half that has been dominated by Springs. Coming up at halftime, the Holiday Automotive highlights. Hope you'll stick around for that and the second half as well. Taco Bell trivia at halftime as well. You know that's on the way. So the final snap of the first half, it is kneel-down formation for Keaton Grotti and Laconia. He'll take the snap, kneel on it, and that'll do things for this first half. Well. The Laconia Spartans have run into a buzzsaw here in the first half. Despite turning the ball over twice and giving the Spartans their only points on a scoop and score mistake, the St. Mary's Springs Ledgers have raced out to a 38-7 lead over the Laconia Spartans. We're going to take a timeout, come back with our halftime show. This is Flyway Conference Football, the opener between the Ledgers and the Spartans, and you're watching on RadioPlusInfo.com.
I think what keeps people coming back to Holiday is our people. Taking care of the customer is everybody's focus.
Working together as a team.
Delivering exceptional customer care.
It's what we do. I know a great team when I experience it, and Team Holiday is one of the best.
Get here and get more truck or SUV for your buck, enticing offers, and more for your trade on a new or GM-certified pre-owned Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Automotive, Fond du Lac.
It's worth the trip.
Come on. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, come on, show me. Come on. Come on. Well, come on. Come on. Yeah. Good boy. Come here. Come on.
Jackson, are you going to come over here?
Integrity Saw and Tool is a proud sponsor of Fond du Lac area sports. They wish the best of luck to all local teams this fall and winter. Integrity prides itself on being the fastest producer of high-quality cutting tools and providing the most reliable sharpening service in the industry. If you're looking for a challenging career with excellent benefits and a family atmosphere, contact the team at integritysaw.com. That's integritysaw.com.
Real memories deserve real cameras.
Are you unsure of what career path you want to take? Musa Sheet Metal is looking for motivated individuals to join their highly regarded apprenticeship program. Throughout the program, you'll learn the skills to be able to run your own job site. A career at Musa Sheet Metal is a chance to join a driven team working together to design and build products to help build communities. Learn more at musasheetmetal.com. That's musasheetmetal.com.
Build products that build communities. Apply at musasheetmetal.com.
The greatest gift a parent can give their children is hope for a better tomorrow. We offer that Christian hope at Winnebago Lutheran Academy. WLA is a premier Christian high school open to the Fond du Lac, Oshkosh, and surrounding communities. We participate in the Wisconsin Parental Choice Program and offer generous financial aid, making this private Christian education accessible to all. Schedule a tour today at WLAVikings.org.
Welcome back here to Fruth Field. The Springs parents being honored here by Coach Highland and his staff for their roles in the program. Here at halftime, Springs 38-7. And again, go back to the pregame show and the coaches' interviews and talking with Coach Ledley, and he said, we're going to have to play almost a perfect game. Well, that went out the window on the opening kickoff when Springs' great coverage unit on that opening kick was able to force a Reed McCauley fumble. That left the ball sitting at the 12-yard line. Instant red zone opportunity for Springs, and Springs able to pay it off with Levi Hempfner trotting into that far right end zone pylon and scoring the opening touchdown to get things underway. After that, it was pretty much all Springs with the exception of a two-drive kind of just a bump in the road, blip in the script for Springs, so to speak. They were down at the 13-yard line when, after a huge Cullen King pass to Lucas Ramaker, 24 yards, and after that, King lost it on a quarterback keeper, and it was a scoop and score for number 55, Gabe Horvath. the linebacker for Laconia, took it 87 yards and made it a 14-7 game. After that, King was replaced for 2 possessions. That first possession, number 4, Max Bauer, backup quarterback, and also, does some seen him run the football as well a little bit tonight. But he came in as the backup quarterback and able to move the ball down the field. Ended up in a turnover, though. They fumbled the ball once again in Spartan territory, and you just thought maybe that was an opportunity for Laconia to put a good drive together, come down the field, maybe tie things up, and get back into the ball game. They went 3-and-out from there, and Laconia took over. It was 14-7. They went on a 24-0 scoring run to where we are right now, 38-7. The Holiday Automotive halftime highlights come to you on behalf of Levi Hempfner. Say his name a lot in this conference, and for good reason. In a conference that boasts of Blake Schroffnagel and Wiedmeyer with Lemira and a lot of talent down at Campbellsport. Right up there with all of them might be Levi Hempfner. 90 yards and 4 touchdowns in this first half for Levi Hempfner. He has been dominant. Also, one of the linebackers for Springs. So he does a lot on both sides of the football, but highlighting his offensive output tonight because 28 of those 38 points have been scored by him in this first half. Cullen King, despite some of his issues in that first half, talking about the big turnover, obviously, is the one you highlight that was punched out. It was a good play from Laconia. Obviously, you'd hope for good ball security, but that was just a nice play made by the Laconia defensive lineman that punched that out, and then obviously Horvath with the speed to take it almost the length of the football field. But look, King bounced back. 86 yards through the air is what I got him for. Obviously, unofficial statistics up here that I'm giving you, but King has been very impressive, bouncing back from what could have been a challenging situation early in that half, especially being replaced by Bauer for a couple of possessions. But he bounced back nicely. 38-7 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Glad to have you along with us here on RadioPlusInfo.com. We're going to take another timeout. Come back. We'll get to Taco Bell halftime trivia. Glad to have you along. Stay with us. This is Flyway Football on RadioPlusInfo.com.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem. If you suffer from debilitating and chronic joint pain, learn how innovative medicine with human cellular tissue products can get you back to living your best life.
Hi, my name is Les. I've suffered with a bad right knee for 30 years or 40 years. Actually had a knee replacement scheduled, and I looked into this, and it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. My knee now, 3 months later, is almost like new. I can run up and down stairs. I can sit at a gym watching a basketball game. Really, really happy and pleased with the results. Plan on strongly recommending this to, and I have been recommending this to friends and family who have had joint issues, shoulders, backs, and knees.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
Condex Corporation in Lemira is a proud manufacturer of cutting parts for the agriculture and lawn and turf industry. Condex is currently looking to add to their second and third shifts in various roles: assembler, machine operator, and CNC operator. See for yourself what it's like to work in a company that's focused on innovation and continuous improvement. Condex offers a great work environment, including a climate-controlled manufacturing facility. Condex Corporation, 1500 Technology Drive in Lemira. Apply online today at Condex.com.
Scotty's Auto Works for affordable auto care, from tires and alignments to routine auto maintenance. Trust the guys at Scotty's Auto Works, next to Pump and Pantry, Fond du Lac.
All that melty cheese you crave with double the steak is back at Taco Bell. The double steak grilled cheese burrito.
March & Schmidt has been a global leader in the manufacture of industrial food cutting solutions for over 55 years. Our staff is committed to using leading-edge technology to create custom designs specifically for the food industry. March & Schmidt is proud of our manufacturing process and strive to produce the highest quality machinery every day. We're focused on one thing, satisfying our customers and giving them the best quality product. A complete turnkey solution provider, integrating both processing and packaging equipment. Our team is focused on our customers' overall success, while the family values drive our relationships. For over 100 years, the name Cole is synonymous with quality fuels, lubricants, and propane. That's because Cole is the area's trusted source for farm, construction, and trucking companies, as they partner with these companies to help them achieve their unique goals. The team at Cole Oil and Propane is dedicated to serving you. They pride themselves on a customer-first approach and work hard to make sure you're satisfied. You can rely on Cole for prompt delivery, competitive prices, and quality service. Learn more at ColeOilAndPropane.com.
One of the neatest projects and programs that we have that I truly believe in is our 5 Cents for the Future program. Every time a customer swipes their Bristol Morgan Bank debit card, we donate 5 cents to our scholarship fund, which is administered by the Fond du Lac Area Foundation. And we provide scholarships for local students that are going to 2-year, 4-year school. We're there for up to a 4-year renewable scholarship.
Bristol Morgan Bank, locations in Oakfield, Fond du Lac, Brandon, and Van Dyne. Log on, bristolmorganbank.com.
38-7 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Glad to have you along. Today's game brought to you by these Fond du Lac area Edward Jones Financial Advisors, Robert Bruce, Matt Moses, Jeff Wills, and Patrick Ellisted. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. This is part of the Holiday Automotive Intermission highlights. 90 yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half for Levi Hempfner on his way to back-to-back player of the games, I would imagine, on the stream this evening. Time for Taco Bell trivia. First correct email to rpvideosports@gmail.com, rpvideosports@gmail.com, pardon me, gets the win. Taco Bell now hiring in the Fond du Lac, both East and West Johnson Street locations. Check them out. They're at Taco Bell at both of those locations, hiring. And, over the past couple of years, Billy Schrouth, the most dominant player in the Flyweight Conference in some time. Certainly last season he won Player of the Year and obviously got a lot of hype heading to Notre Dame. By the way, the Fighting Irish lead the number 2 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes at halftime. Fighting Irish, number 5 in the country, lead that one 10-7. But Taco Bell halftime trivia. What is Billy Schrouth's Notre Dame number? Listed on the roster. What is that? First correct email to rpvideosports@gmail.com gets the win. So there you go. Race to your computer or your smartphone and pull up that email and fire away. What is Billy Schrouth's number for Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish? A 4-star recruit from a season ago. Dominated, just wrecked games on both sides of the football, and now on his way to Notre Dame, and not playing in tonight's contest. He's was not listed on the depth chart. I was looking for news. I didn't see if he was redshirted or anything by the Fighting Irish. And as dominant as guys look, in the Flyweight Conference, it's a whole different ballgame up there. You got to get bigger, faster, stronger to play the kind of players or kind of teams that the Fighting Irish play. We have one guess, incorrect, but we'll keep that open until we get our first correct guess here, and we'll keep that open into the second half as well. So 38-7 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. We're looking for Billy Schrouth's number for the Fighting Irish. We're going to take another timeout, and then we're going to come back. Springs back out, warming up for the second half. No sign of Laconia yet. They'll have 3 more minutes before we get things rolling for the second half of play, and we'll be back with more. This is Flyway Football, and you're watching on rpvideosports.com.
Real estate is something that we are doing together. We're in it together till the end. The best achievement that I can have is when the property successfully closes.
Probably the most rewarding part of my role with Addison Jones and Signature Homes is the ability to take a client from the very beginning stages of building a new home all the way down to the point where we turn the key and move them in and watch their eyes light up as they see the finished product.
Buy it, sell it, build it. That's Addison Jones.
Hey, Fond du Lac's best kept secret is no more. Operation Best Chicken and Friday Fish from a C-store is out. Pioneer Pit Stop. Yes, Pioneer Pit Stop has some of the best takeout in town. The best part, no reservations needed. No need to drive halfway across the country. No special dress code, other than you need to be dressed. You're in and out with piping hot chicken or fish that you thought came from a supper club. Of course, fuel, beer, liquor, ice, snacks, groceries, and tons of other things we all need are always in stock. Pioneer Pit Stop, 20 East Pioneer Road across from Tucker's on South Main Street. It's fishlicious.
Real estate is something that we are doing together. We're in it together till the end. The best achievement that I can have is when the property successfully closes.
Probably the most rewarding part of my role with Addison Jones and Signature Homes is the ability to take a client from the very beginning stages of building a new home all the way down to the point where we turn the key and move them in and watch their eyes light up as they see the finished product.
Buy it, sell it, build it. That's Addison Jones.
Condex Corporation in Lamira is a proud manufacturer of cutting parts for the agriculture and lawn and turf industry. Condex is currently looking to add to their second and third shifts in various roles: assembler, machine operator, and CNC operator. See for yourself what it's like to work in a company that's focused on innovation and continuous improvement. Condex offers a great work environment, including a climate-controlled manufacturing facility. Condex Corporation, 1500 Technology Drive in Lamira. Apply online today at Condex.com.
Back here between the Spartans and Springs, and we got a winner. Carla got it right on. Billy Strauss number at Notre Dame, number 74 for the Fighting Irish, who lead the Ohio State Buckeyes 10-7 at halftime. Got a defensive battle brewing there, which I'm sure new head coach at Notre Dame likes. A little bit more defensive-minded there. Well, Springs has been defensive-minded. Laconia's had nothing going offensively in that first half, and it was a long halftime chat for Laconia. Springs really not so much. They had the parent night situation that took up much of the halftime, and then they were out warming up with quite a bit of time left on that scoreboard. So we'll see what happens here in the second half, but on that Quest Interior scoreboard, 38-7 here at halftime. Today's broadcast is built by Capel Brothers and Diedrich of Fond du Lac. Building for the future since 1948, commercial and office, industrial and manufacturing, warehouse, storage, and more. Trust the best and trust Capel Brothers and Diedrich. Plan for success today. Carpentry, concrete, masonry, and more. Log on to CapelDiedrich.com. CapelDiedrich.com. Spell that out for you. CapelLeDiedrich.com. CapelDiedrich.com. So, going to get ready to get going here. Springs will receive, despite essentially having the first possession of the ball game when they were able to force a fumble on the opening kickoff. And special teams has been kind to Springs. Some of their starting field position, the Spartan 12, their own 41, the Spartan 48, the Spartan 35, their own 45, the Spartan 43, Spring, and then their own 36. The Ledgers have been just about 50% of the time they've been starting in Spartan territory, and the other half of the time they're right around midfield. So second half on the way. If the Ledgers score in the on their opening drive, we're going to get closer to that running clock. 35 points is when it starts to run. And Laconia will send it deep to get things going here to start the second half. So 90 yards in the first half for Levi Hempfner. That's one of the bigger highlights of the first half for Springs. Back to receive Jonathan Korb, and I believe that's JT Koenigs as well back there. Ball flies through the Fruth night sky, and it's taken at about the 15-yard line, cutting to the near side and driving up to the 40 at the 39. That was actually Brendan Gertig. Koenigs was back there, but Gertig was the one who was the deep man and found his way out to the 39. They're going to say his knee was down a little bit shy of the 39, but for our purposes up here, that's where we'll say this possession starts for the Ledgers, and that would be just about the best field position. It would be the best field position of the starting field position of the night for Laconia, and it's among the worst for St. Mary's Springs. Under center, once again, Bauer into the game. Cuts up field on the option. Gets about 8 on that pickup. Good read by Bauer. Made the correct one. Didn't give it up the middle. Found his way to the far side. Had the pitch opportunity to Korb. Instead, gets that edge defender in conflict and picks up 8 as he darts up the field. Into the ball game, Jamison Ahern as well. And maybe we see a few different faces for Springs perhaps in this second half with the large lead sitting at 31 points. So Bauer under center. Play fake, looks to the near side, got his man here. Cutting up field, this out of the backfield, and it was wrestled out of Korb's hands, but it was already out of bounds before that happened, and they're into into Spartan territory. And the pickup is from their own 47 down to the 41. So that's a pickup of 12 yards. A nice slinging pass out here to the near side from Bauer for 11 yards. Here's the pitch from Bauer. Finds Hempfner on this near right side, and he's driven out of bounds inside the 45 down at the 42. Pickup of 8 for Levi Hempfner. Again, incredible. He's got the power. He gets his pads low and able to drive. Big, physical, strong running back, and then you see some of the finesse there on the sideline, able to tiptoe the sideline. They're going to say he actually got 9 there, so Hempfner continues to play well. Here's the pitch, near side. JT Koenigs pops up the field inside the 20 and cuts inside the 15 and steps out at the 15 before he is shelled up by the Laconia Spartans, but there's a late flag out there, and it's going to come back. So that flag was thrown at about the line of scrimmage at the 32, should back him up to the 42, make it a second down and 12. Otherwise, I'll tell you what, JT Koenigs has been tremendous these last couple of weeks. Every time he touches the ball, it looks like he's got the ability to take it to the house. They ended up moving the flag back to the original line the original first down. Original first down marker. So it's going to move back to the original line of scrimmage. Second down and 10. Just confirming that they got the down marker correct, and it is. Second and 10. 10:57 to go in the third. Bauer, I thought he was going to keep there, ends up giving straight up the middle to Tommy Koenigs that time, and he picks up a yard. Does Tommy? Just a pickup of 1. 3rd and 9. So the hold puts Springs back behind the chains of what was a drive that looked like it was going to produce more points. Here's Tommy Koenigs once again. Oh, what a big hole. Up the middle. Koenig puts his hand on his offensive lineman. Now cuts around the left side. Cuts back upfield. Breaks 2 tackles. And he's back inside the 20-yard line, right at the 20, for a pickup of 20. That is a beautiful, beautiful run by Tommy Koenigs. And cut once, cut twice. Turned a 3rd and 9 into a 1st and 10. And this is going to be another red zone opportunity for the Ledgers as they look to extend this out, push it past the 40-point mark, which Amro did last night against North Fond du Lac, but no other flyweight team has done in flyweight action yet. There's a nice carry from Jonathan Korb, and Korb has got another first down. First downs, as you know, always brought to us by Addison Jones. Moving the chains. Call them, then call the movers. And a late flag out here. I didn't see a motion yet. Korb got it down to the 8-yard line is where they're standing, which would be a pickup of 12, but Springs is walking backward. So committee there, well, a couple subcommittees. Got 3 officials to the near side, 2 officials to the top side with a couple of Laconia players. And Springs is huddled up back near the 30-yard line with 9:48 to go. It's dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on Springs. So it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, but it is a first down. So the pickup of 12 will stand for Korb. He's down to the 8-yard line, which is where the 15 yards. Well, now they moved it. I was going to say that is not 15 yards. They moved it out to the 18. Now move it out to the 22, which is 14 yards. I won't tell if you don't. Should be at the 23-yard line if we're doing. They marked it at the 8. Well, perhaps they moved it to the 7. We'll give the benefit of the doubt to Jonathan Korb. As long as it's sitting at the 22, that means he got 13 yards on the play. And is there another flag thrown on the far side? There is. Lots of laundry in this second half. And is this a hold on Springs? It is a hold on the Ledgers, so they will continue to back up. It will be first, and if that's from where it was sitting, should be about 1st and 18. No, they're going to say it was right at the line of scrimmage, so 1st and 20 from the 32-yard line. I'll tell you what, if Springs scores on this drive, they're going to get about 80 yards to gain 60. Here's Bauer around the near edge. He gets the edge, cuts back up field, and he's back down inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. So a nice pickup there of 17. And Bauer's got a lot of speed coming out of the backfield when he's the quarterback option. And that's going to set up a 2nd and 3, maybe a 2nd and 4. It's a long 3 yards. Got to get down near the 12. So the ball sits at the 15. Hempfner in the backfield. Bauer trying to cut it back upfield, and he's going to have the first down. Picks up 5, pending no yellow hankies out there that time. So 22 yards picked up on 2 consecutive plays, that time from Bauer. And Max Bauer's done a nice job coming in here at quarterback, and kind of the cornerback in waiting. Cullen King, the 6'6 senior, and Bauer's the junior, should obviously be in line maybe to take that role next year, you would assume. Here is Levi Hempfner, and he darts in from 10 yards, his 5th touchdown today. Levi Hempfner over the 100-yard mark. And touchdown number 5. He's got 108 yards this evening. 44-7. And that is into running clock territory. 8 minutes and 18 seconds left in the third. And Cole Rotman out there. See if he can add on the extra point as he has done expertly all season long. No problem there. 45-7 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. We'll be back with more after this. This is Flyway Football on RadioPlusInfo.com.
All that melty cheese you crave with double the steak is back at Taco Bell. The double steak grilled cheese burrito.
Back here at Fruth Field, Jordan King with you up here in the broadcast booth. Today's game is sponsored in part by PT Tire and Service of Brandon. Big or small, they do it all. Call 346-TIRE. That's 346-TIRE. Pam and Tony are your tire experts. For emergency service, call 346-TIRE. Glad to have you along this evening. We are into running clock territory, 45-7 here in the third quarter. And Cole Rotman getting ready to send it deep to the Spartans and see where they can pin the Spartans down to this time. Rotman's kicked a couple of them out of bounds, and those have led to the best starting field positions that Laconia's had all night. This one's better from Rotman. Sails into the end zone, and it'll be a starting field position at the 20 for Laconia, who has not been able to get anything going all night tonight. Keaton Grotti's been under pressure when he's had to drop back. They haven't had a lot on the ground. I had their running back, one of their top runners. They got two of them. One is Ashton Pike, and the other is Schaefer, Wyatt Schaefer. Pike had 4 yards in the first half by my count. And Springs has just imposed their will on that defensive line with Pitts, and here's another run that looks like it's going to pick up about a yard, and that's what it's been so far for Pike and Schaefer and the like. It's been tough up front. Pitts and Mowell and Schwartz. Then those linebackers start getting downhill. Guys like Hempfner and into the game now playing linebacker. You got Gertig and Gilgenbach made the pick six earlier in the ball game. Here's a flip to the far side, and that's Renz around the edge. Renz is going to pick up about 2 or 3 and sets up a 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7, depending on that spot on the far side. 7:26 and counting down. Did go out of bounds, but the clock remains running.
3rd and 7.
Obviously. Levi Hempfner, I think, has clinched up a player of the game performance here tonight. 108 yards as it sits right now. I don't know if he'll get back out onto the field or not. 5 touchdowns. Broken play here. Grotti turned around looking to hand it to somebody. Nobody was there. And finding him in the backfield was number 17, Thomas Arndt. Senior linebacker came off the edge, grabbed on and held the ankle of Keaton Grotti, and there's a couple of others that got there to drive him to the ground, but nice defensive possession that time from Springs yet again. Another 3 and out for this Laconia offense that just can't get anything going. Loss of about 8 there. Punt gets away. It's kind of screwing sideways towards the 50-yard line, down at the 48, which is where Springs will take over. We'll take a time. Oh, we'll keep it here. Second time in 2 nights. These guys are going to get sick of me up here, pretending to throw it to break. We'll keep it here after the punt and the running clock. And Bauer, I think, will be back out there to no, they're going to send Cullen King back out. So despite the large 38-point lead, Cullen King trots back out there and into the huddle with his Springs teammates. JT Koenig's one of the backs in the backfield. The turn and the give instead. I believe that is that Ahern in there? Or, nope, that is number 6, Jonathan Korb. One of the usual suspects. Couldn't see the number as he got swallowed up in there by a couple of the big guys from Laconia, but still able to pick up 3 was Korb. 2nd and 7. Clock under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. It's amazing once that running clock kicks in how quickly the time just starts to melt away. Here's a pass thrown up, caught by Sam Kuhn. Kuhn, tackle made out there. Another jump ball thrown up by Cullen King. It was a good one. Tyson Keel was in coverage, and Kuhn just out-jumped him. That ball from the Springs 46 down to the Spartan 33. 21 yards on the pickup from King to Kuhn. Sam Kuhn's done a nice job out wide, as has Lucas Ramaker. The turn, the hand here to JT Koenig. He takes it for at least 8 yards there. Seems like every time he touches the football, there's a huge hole for him. Good vision for him. Obviously, there's two that make that. You got to have the offensive line to create the hole, but you got to have a running back that has a nose to find the hole, and that is the case with JT Koenig. 3 minutes and 50 seconds. 45-7 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Cullen King under center, 2 receivers to either side. The hand is to Koenigs up the middle, cuts back to the right, inside the 10, and dragged down at the 9-yard line. Pickup of 16 yards that time from Koenigs. So 1st and goal, Sam Kuhn back out onto the field. Tell you what, I don't see if they break the huddle yet. Ramaker is kind of in that tight end role right now. He's 6'4". I wonder, at some point this year, I would be shocked if we didn't see Ramaker run some sort of fade route and see if anyone in the Flyway Conference can jump with big 6'4" Lucas Ramaker. 1 yard pickup that time from Koenigs. Concerted effort to get him the football here. Had Korb on a pickup of 3, then the big play to Sam Kuhn, and then back-to-back runs. Actually, 3 straight runs. Check that for Koenigs. This will be the 6th play of the drive. Koenig still in there. 2 receivers to the near side, Baker and Kuhn. Pitch to the far side, and a race to the corner, and that race is won by Brendan Gertig. Gertig takes it 8 yards, or long 8 or 9 yards, and this one, the Ledgers have eclipsed the 50-yard mark, 50-point mark. Pardon me. They lead at 51-7. I think that's the first offensive touchdown. It is the first offensive touchdown of the night that has not been scored by Levi Hempfner. Instead, it is Gertig. Darts in on that. It was a race to the left side pylon, and Gertig won it. Rotman up and through. 52-7. We'll take a timeout. This is Flyway Football, and you're watching on RadioPlusInfo.com. Stay with us.
Here at Pizza Ranch, we believe in happy accidents, like in 1964, when a Buffalo, New York restaurant owner accidentally bought chicken wings instead of chicken necks. The 60s were a crazy time. Well, decades later, and the mistake-turned masterpiece is now at Pizza Ranch. Introducing our new traditional and boneless chicken wings, tossed in our signature sauces. 2 more ways to get the country's best chicken available for carryout and delivery. Maybe it wasn't an accident after all, just delicious fate. Pizza Ranch. Mm-mm.
Back here at Fruth, 52-7. Springs making it look easy out here against the Laconia Spartans tonight. Tonight's game, sponsored in part by J&J Trucking of Brandon. Ship safe and on time without breaking the bank. They'll get you where you want to go. They're now hiring truck drivers, competitive pay up to $70,000 per year, a $1,000 sign-on bonus, and more. Go to jjtruckingbrandon.com. That's jjtruckingbrandon.com. Jordan King with you up in the broadcast booth here at Fruth. And Rotman's kick angling towards the sideline. This is going to go out of bounds for the third time tonight. And could see it from up here. Coach Highland threw his hands in the air as soon as that ball was put into the air by Cole Rotman. The third kick out of bounds of the evening that'll give the ball to the Spartans up at the 35-yard line. Two minutes and 20 seconds here in the third quarter. That was a 6-play scoring drive that spanned 52 yards for Springs. They have 14 points here in this second half. And nice play, busting through the interior of the line was Weston Hempfner. And Rems loses another 3 yards on that play. Tried to get Renz going quite a bit here tonight, has Laconia. And you just wonder at this point in time, with under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter, is this the time where you don't want to necessarily show a ton? You know, everyone gets your hands, it's 2022, everyone gets their hands on film, so you don't have their usual suspects in there. Springs staying tough up front, though. Renz no pickup on that carry. 1 minute and 20 seconds or so counting down here. And Weston Hempfner into the game for, I believe, the first time tonight, and makes back-to-back tackles. Weston, a junior linebacker. Levi Hempfner, the starter, senior linebacker, and of course, as I mentioned, the big night tonight offensively. Keaton Grotti, far side. That's a good throw. A little bit behind his receiver, but a one-handed catch, it looked like, that time from Reed McCauley. And they picked up about 11 yards, make it 4th and 2. Grotti, they've had some success when they've sprinted him out to the top side, which is that right side of the offense for Keaton Grotti. And his preferred target when he gets out there, at least tonight, has been his tight end, Reed McCauley, picking up 11 yards there. Makes it a 4th and 2, and that's where the physicality of Keaton Grotti comes in. The junior quarterback just puts his head down and totes it for, give him 5 yards on that play. And that'll end the third quarter. So a third quarter that was much of the same that we saw tonight. The Ledgers outscore the Spartans 14-0 in that third quarter. We're going to take a timeout and send it to the fourth. When we come back, we'll finish things out here. This is Flyway Conference Football on Radio Plus Info.
I think the thing that makes Holiday worth the trip is the people inside the building.
They all share a common goal of taking care of the customer.
There's a true team culture here. You see it, you feel it, and it makes the customer experience so much better.
Navigate today's car market with confidence and drive inspired with Team Holiday on your side. Say yes to enticing offers and get more for your trade. Choose one that's in stock today or reserve one that's on the way.
Find yours and discover the difference.
At Holiday Mazda, Fond du Lac.
It's worth the trip.
Winfield Homes is a locally owned.
Back here at Fruth Field, Jordan King with you up here in the broadcast booth. Today's broadcast is built by Capel Brothers and Diedrich of Fond du Lac. Building for the future since 1948, commercial and office, industrial and manufacturing, warehouse, storage, and more. Trust the best and trust Capel Brothers and Diedrich. Plan for success today. Concrete, carpentry, masonry, and more. Log in or log on, pardon me, capeldiedrich.com. That is a massive hit on the sideline. That's going to draw a flag. I believe this, couldn't see the wall of Springs players, couldn't see which Springs player made that hit. Coach Highland is not happy with number 61, Tate Schoofs. And I wonder if he's the one that made that play on the near side. It was a late hit, drew a hushed reaction from the crowd. It was Renz around the near side. And Laconia is going to be as deep as they have been all night into Ledger territory. They're at the St. Mary's Springs 31. You could hear an audible gasp from the crowd when that hit was made on Renz on the near side. He bounced right back up. He's still in there, and the pitch to Renz around the left side this time. Renz picking his way, and looks like he's going to pick up about 9. So back-to-back plays for Jack Renz. The freshman backup quarterback has done a lot of running tonight, and he's finally finding some success. When the spring starters were in there, he was finding it a really tough situation for him. So the Spartans close to traversing into the Springs red zone for the very first time tonight. The give here is to Schaefer, and Schaefer is one of those usual suspects, one of the leading rushers on the season for Laconia. Another first down means the Spartans are moving the chains. That's presented by Addison Jones Real Estate. Call them, then call the movers. And a lot of Springs backups in there now, but Laconia is starting to find their way running the football. And I've said this in other games already this season. If nothing else, you just want to, even if it is against backups, this is going to be brought back from a hold as Renz gets around the right side, but there was a massive hold on this right side. Looked like either the slot receiver, tight end, or that right tackle, and they're going to bring this one back. But if nothing else, you just, even if it's against backups, you want to get some momentum maybe heading into next week, and I think that's kind of the thinking here for Laconia. That one's going to be pulled back, though, and they're going to be in first and very long territory. See where they end up spotting it, back at the 30, so it should be first and 20. I thought they were going to have their first red zone trip. Looked like it was going to happen. Back under center goes Grotti. I formation. The turn, the keep now on the play fake. Over the top, this is a jump ball, and it was almost picked off. The intended receiver was Carter Farrell, and in coverage was Casey Van Horn, sophomore defensive back, playing now for the Ledgers with 8 minutes and 8 seconds left in the ball game. Up next for Springs, it's Omro next week. And Omro, as I mentioned, disposed very easily of North Fond du Lac. For Laconia, it's Lemira at home. And tell you what, Lemira looked pretty good last night running the football, just like Springs did tonight. Here is Grotti on the quarterback keeper. And he's on the near side, driven out of bounds there. Play ended up being made by Josiah O'Brien, linebacker for Springs. And another hold on Laconia, though, on the far left side that time. It was the referee that threw that flag in there. And back up the Spartans once again with the running clock. Down to 7 minutes and a few seconds left here in tonight's ball game. 52-7. 5 touchdowns from Levi Hempfner. 1 touchdown The last touchdown, in fact, from Brendan Gertig. And then it was Nicholas Gilgenbach, who had the pick 6. That's the scoring tonight for St. Mary's Springs. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left. Grotti under center. It is 2nd and 32. Cutting up field is Renz on the left side. Gets hit hard there, but he's inside the 35 down to the 34. Picks up 8 yards on that tote. So Jack Renz has gotten a little bit going here late in this one. They credited Quinn McLaughlin on the tackle. Number 13, junior linebacker out there now for St. Mary's Springs. Student section still staying loud. Here is Renz. Renz going to fire one deep. One-on-one coverage out there. Was it picked off? It is. Good coverage down there by Brody Highland. Sophomore defensive back. Jump ball thrown up by Renz. And that long sustained drive from Laconia results in a turnover. Brody Highland able to pick it off. 5.5 minutes left in this one. And we are going to see the introduction for Springs of Ben Anderson, 5'11", 150-pound sophomore quarterback. And Anderson will get an opportunity to show what he's got for a possession or two. My guess is probably just a single possession with where the clock is currently at, 4:53. He turns and he gives, and a nice job that time on the interior defensive line from Laconia and their linebacker Jared Kiefer as well. And JT Koenigs picks up 3. You know, that's been the difference in standard tonight between Laconia and Springs. I say, you know, that time was a nice job by Laconia, and they still gave up 3 yards on the play, whereas when we've said it's been a disappointing defensive stand for Springs, they're giving up 3 yards. So just a little bit of a different optics and different standard for both sides. Koenigs once again on the carry there, picked up another 3 or so. It's going to set up about a 3rd and 4, maybe a 3rd and long 3, depending on the spot. They're going to put 3rd and 3 up on the scoreboard. Inside of 4 minutes left to play in this one. Springs ran away at the end of the first half with a 38-7 lead. Oh, here's a broken play, but making the play is Ben Anderson. Anderson ran into one of his running backs. Didn't see who that was in the backfield, but Anderson almost propelled him forward. I'll tell you what, he's a small guy, just a sophomore, so he'll have an opportunity to get bigger, faster, stronger in this Springs program. There's no doubt about that. But almost pushed him. Got hit by one of his running backs. Almost pushed him out past the 20-yard line to the 21. Picked up the first down. First down is presented by Addison Jones. Call them, then call the movers. Here is the give to Gertig. Gertig has a huge hole. Oh, man, if Gertig could have just bounced that a little further outside to the right, he is gone with his speed. But he still picked up 8 on that one. When Springs is running the football well, it is a pleasure to watch. No doubt about that. Back under center goes Ben Anderson. Anderson takes the snap and thought he was going to pull there, but instead gives straight up the middle. I think that was JT Koenigs once again picking up the first down. Needed 2. He got about 2.5. We'll give him the 3. And the Ledgers are out to the 32-yard line. Just about inside that final 2 minutes of the game. Under center goes Anderson. The turn, the give. And I believe that's Gertig once again, who has been lining up on that side, jetting from the left to the right. That is the Levi Hempfner role, if you will. Hempfner usually starts on the left side of the quarterback and then comes across the right side of the line as they move through. And Gertig picks up a pair. 1 minute and 26 seconds left in second half that hasn't had a ton of scoring, and Anderson gets a couple more here as the sophomore thrusted into the action here. Not a lot of scoring, but Springs took care of all of that in the first half. Big 24-0 run to end the first half that just ended this one early. Gertig up the middle. And he picks up 2 more, does Brendan Gertig. 4th and 4, sorry. 2, 2, 2. Picked up 6, meaning there was 4th and 4 left. Under 30 seconds to play. Just about have this one wrapped up. Coming up next, the Fox Valley Savings Bank post-game show. Hope you will stick around with us for that. We'll nominate a play of the game, a player of the game, tell you what's coming up next on RadioPlusInfo.com. Hope you'll stick around for that. Here's the pitch to Gertig with 7 seconds left. Gertig going to be shoved out of bounds just a little bit short. Picks up 2 more, and it turns back over to Laconia. But with the running clock, that runs everything out. So, final score here, 52-7. We'll take a timeout. Fox Valley Savings Bank postgame show coming up next. Stay with us.
Custom home building company of over 25 years that prides itself on great service, high quality, and providing the best building experience possible. Owners Jim Boudry and Jason Zellner are there for you every step of the way to ensure that your new home is built just the way you've dreamed it to be. With the same passion that they have for their clients' homes, Jim and Jason are proud supporters of and are personally involved in youth sports programs and are truly committed to their success. Winfield Homes wishes you all the best of luck this season.
What can I get for $5?
You can become a member of Fond du Lac Credit Union and get some pretty amazing benefits.
Really? Like what?
As a member of Fond du Lac Credit Union, you can take advantage of all that they have to offer, including fewer fees, the best loan rates, in-house lending, and access to all the amazing programs and services.
Wow!
The cherry on top, when you become a member, you become part owner.
That sounds like a great deal for only $5.
Sure is. And it's super simple to sign up.
I'd like to order that.
Oh, I'm sorry. We only sell coffee here.
Come on. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, come on, show me. Come on. Come on. Well, come on. Come on. Yeah. Good boy. Come here. Come on.
Jackson, are you going to come over here?
Baker Cheese, producing award-winning cheese since 1916. Not only can you find fresh Baker cheese at your local grocer, make the short drive to their in-house country cheese store. Over 100 varieties of other cheeses from the best cheesemakers in Wisconsin. Take Highway 23, go south on G 3 miles, and follow the freshness. Visit bakercheese.com. Baker Cheese, a Wisconsin cheese heritage since 1916.
Muthig Industries and Fond du Lac would like to wish your local high school sports team best of luck this season. Muthig Industries is one of the area's top full-service manufacturers of precision metal stampings, laser cuttings, production machining and turning, tool and die manufacturing, and custom metal fabrication products. Muthig Industries is a third-generation family-owned company that started in 1965. To find out more, visit muthigindustries.com. Good luck to all area athletes from your team at Muthig Industries, 33 East Larson Drive, Fond du Lac.
Dr. Shane Bauer of Bauer Chiropractic for progressive and traditional chiropractic care. If you're in pain, Bauer Chiropractic offers unique ways to provide relief for many types of pain and conditions. New to this area is MLS Class 4 cold laser therapy, which can be very effective with treating many nagging injuries such as plantar fasciitis, tennis elbow, shoulder pain, knee pain, and many others. Pain relief and prevention are 2 reasons to see Dr. Shane Bauer at 355 North Peters Avenue, Fond du Lac, or log on BauerChiroFDL.com.
Welcome back here to Fruth. 52-7 is the final score. Springs stays perfect on the season and gets their Flyway Conference season off to the best possible start they could have. It wasn't perfect from Springs, but it was pretty darn perfect outside of 2 possessions in which they had back-to-back possessions that they fumbled. Other than that, pretty good from Springs tonight. Maybe perfect's too high a standard, but it was not perfect from Laconia. This is the Fox Valley Savings Bank post-game show. Looking for a loan with no hassle? We can help. Local bank, local lenders, your community, your local community bank, Fox Valley Savings Bank. And it was very easy for Springs after they did have those couple of hiccups in the first half. Cleaned all that stuff up, didn't turn the ball over for the rest of the game, and got the 52-7 win. Let's start with the BCI Burke play of the game. Now hiring in different departments and shifts. Log on burkecareers.com. And you could pick a couple of them. I mean, the 11-yard touchdown run and the 35-yard scoring drive to make it 21-7. That was the first of 28 straight first half points, and what ended up being, once the Spartans got that scoop and score, they didn't score again. So they were able to take it, Springs was able to take a 14-7 lead and turn it into a 52-7 lead. But I would say really from the opening kickoff, that opening kickoff set the tone for the whole game. And maybe it's tough to say the opening kick is the BCI Burke play of the game, but I think you could very well make a case for it, so I will. Laconia fumbles that. Springs has it at their 12-yard line. 16 seconds in, you're behind the 8 ball if you're Laconia. You have the football. You have a chance to maybe get out in front of Springs, which is a difficult thing to do. You fumble the opening kickoff. Hefner takes it in from 12 yards. All of a sudden, within seconds, you're losing to one of the best teams in the state, regardless of division. Marian University player of the game, this one's a little easier. Marian University has many different programs to choose from. Log on to marianuniversity.edu to get started today. This one's easy. Levi Hefner, 108 yards on the ground, 5 touchdowns for the Ledgers this evening. Also a tip of the cap statistics, just as we add up some stats here to Cullen King, 107 yards passing for him. I thought Max Bauer did a nice job coming in as the backup quarterback as well, but Levi Hefner, no doubt about it. There was some debate last week maybe on who could have been the player of the game, J.T. Koenigs, Levi Hefner, maybe a couple of other guys, but tonight I think it is certainly Levi Hefner, 108 yards, 5 touchdowns. We are going to take another timeout, come back here as we roll on with the Fox Valley Savings Bank post-game show, your local community bank, Fox Valley Savings Bank. It was 52-7 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard, and we'll roll on with the post-game show when we come back. This is Flyway Football on RadioPlusInfo.com.
Hi, my name is Jim Dryfrist. I am one of the owners of Dufresne Moving and Storage. My grandfather started the business in 1931 with horse and wagon, and now we're a 4th-generation company and have everything from Sprinter vans to 53-foot semis. We service the local community for both residential and commercial products.
Hi, my name is Craig. I do the estimating for Dufresne Moving and Storage. I will come into the home, take a look at what you want us to move. We do all 48 states. We also do local, and I will give you the estimate before I leave. Whether it's commercial or residential, you'll have a ballpark idea of what the move will cost. We also offer short-term storage with our storage on truck option. We also have long-term storage with our climate-controlled vault system. One of the unique characteristics of Dufresne is we have a dedicated permanent staff that's willing to go that extra mile for you. Call the office, the girls set me up with an estimate, and I'll be knocking on your door.
People have a reluctance to go see the dentist. It's an easy thing to put off or avoid altogether. But one visit to the caring professionals at Fondi Family Dental will change the way you think about the dentist. They provide quality family dental services to all ages in a happy, honest, and efficient manner that teaches and involves you on your custom plan. If you don't have insurance, ask about their new membership plan that can save you money. Call or schedule online today at FondiFamilyDental.com.
One of the neatest projects and programs that we have that I truly believe in is our 5 cents for the future program. Every time a customer swipes their Bristol Morgan Bank debit card, we donate 5 cents to our scholarship fund, which is administered by the Fond du Lac Area Foundation. And we provide scholarships for local students that are going to 2-year, 4-year school. We're there for up to a 4-year renewable scholarship.
Bristol Morgan Bank. Locations in Oakfield, Fond du Lac, Brandon, and Van Dyne. Log on BristolMorganBank.com.
Now more than ever, hospitality, restaurant, and retail enterprises demand the quality and innovation LK Interior Systems delivers. EIS takes ever-changing design trends and transforms them into meaningful and memorable customer experiences. Take pride in your work and apply at LKInteriorSystems.com.
Hi, I'm Shannon Schill from LK Interior Systems in Fond du Lac. We are thrilled to be adding to our family. Our shift times can be uniquely flexible because we understand that there's life outside of work. Go to LKInteriorSystems.com to learn more about our open positions.
Baker Cheese, producing award-winning cheese since 1916. Not only can you find fresh Baker cheese at your local grocer, make the short drive to their in-house country cheese store. Over 100 varieties of other cheeses from the best cheesemakers in Wisconsin. Take Highway 23, go south on G 3 miles, and follow the freshness. Visit BakerCheese.com. Baker Cheese, a Wisconsin cheese heritage since 1916.
Mishaps like accidents, auto glass chips, and breakage happen. So it's good to know that the new state-of-the-art Holiday Collision and Glass Center is here for you. Count on Team Holiday for expert collision and paintwork, mobile auto glass fixes and replacement, paintless dent repair, and much more.
This is 2022 Heisman candidate Braylon Allen. As a running back, I know how it feels to be in a collision. When your vehicle needs rehab, trust the Holiday Collision Center to get it done right. Drive Holiday and discover the difference.
Hey, I'm Jeff Cornelli. I'm the owner of Tavern on the Avenue, Bob's on the Avenue, Just Love Coffee on the Avenue. Just Love Coffee is a franchise out of Nashville, Tennessee. We actually interviewed 30 different people, and these people are above and beyond better than anybody else. 90% of the money that is made in the coffee shop is donated to charities. There's nothing in Fond du Lac like this business. It's very upscale, it's family oriented. We got kids games, the kids can play their games, the families can come here at birthday parties and have coffee at the same time.
Welcome back here, the post-game show, Fox Valley Saving Bank post-game show. Rolls on here. AirTech presents our next game broadcast. It won't be either of these teams. Laconia heads back home to Rosendale, where they will welcome in the Lamira Lions, who are 0-1 as well in flyway play. Springs heads up to Amro, who's 1-0, and these are the top 2 scoring teams in the conference after week 1. 47-0 last night against North Fond du Lac for Amro, and Springs 52-7 here this evening over the Spartans. So 2 of the top teams, at least record-wise so far in the flyway, getting after it next week. On RadioPlusInfo.com, Nick will be back. Fond du Lac at Neenah on Friday night. So looking forward to that one on RadioPlusInfo.com. That's our AirTech next game broadcast. No matter which type of heating system you have in your home, the knowledgeable technicians at AirTech Heating can perform a timely repair when things go wrong. Hat tip to a couple of our new sponsors, Dufresne Moving and Storage Company, Muthig Industries, and Winfield Homes. Today's game brought to you also in part by these Fond du Lac area Edward Jones financial advisors, Robert Bruce, Matt Moses, Jeff Wills, and Patrick Ellisted. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Thanks to the crew here. They're going to turn the lights out on us pretty quick, so we'll get out of here. Appreciate the crew. Appreciate all our fine sponsors. Appreciate you tuning in. The Ledgers win big, 52-7. You've been watching Flyway Football on RadioPlusInfo.com. Good night.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 976 East Johnson Street. Patrick Elistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Matt Moses, located at 68 North Main Street. And Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Here at Pizza Ranch, we believe in happy accidents, like in 1964, when a Buffalo, New York restaurant owner accidentally bought chicken wings instead of chicken necks. The 60s were a crazy time. Well, decades later, and the mistake-turned masterpiece is now at Pizza Ranch. Introducing our new traditional and boneless chicken wings, tossed in our signature sauces. 2 more ways to get the country's best chicken available for carryout and delivery. Maybe it wasn't an accident after all, just delicious fate. Pizza Ranch.
Are you unsure of what career path you want to take? Musa Sheet Metal is looking for motivated individuals to join their highly regarded apprenticeship program. Throughout the program, you'll learn the skills to be able to run your own job site. A career at Musa Sheet Metal is a chance to join a driven team working together to design and build products to help build communities. Learn more at musasheetmetal.com. That's musasheetmetal.com.
Build products that build communities. Apply at musasheetmetal.com.
Broadcast is sponsored by the following local partners.
Edward Jones, Integrity Saw and Tool, Bauer Chiropractic,
Fondi Family Dental, Baker Cheese, Right Way Home Improvement,
Quest Interiors, Addison Jones Real Estate, Holiday Automotive,
Taco Bell, Bristol Morgan Bank, Coal Oil and Propane,
Pioneer Pit Stop, The Spectrum Call Center, Pizza Ranch,
National Exchange Bank and Trust, LK Interior Systems, Silica for your home,
Rademan Stone Landscape, the offices of Everson and Gibbs, Bob's Pizza,
AirTech, Winnebago Lutheran Academy, Musa Sheet Metal,
Scotty's Auto Works, St. Mary Springs Academy, Canberra Casino,
Fond du Lac Credit Union, Marchant Schmidt, New Medical Center, Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly, DDS,
Condex Corporation, Fox Valley Savings Bank, BCI Burke, Marian University.
The complete broadcast schedule can be found at radioplusinfo.com.